watching Conference USA on ESPN from Plaster Stadium in Springfield, Missouri. Today it's college football as the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs take on the Missouri State Bears. And from the warmth of the press box, I'm Don West along with Missouri Sports Hall of Fame broadcaster Tom Mass. Tom, a big matchup today to end the regular season in brutal conditions.
Well, this is the latest, Don, that a game has ever been played in this facility on the calendar, and Mother Nature has decided not to cooperate today.
Let's give you a player matchup. We're going to talk about rushing with a 20 to 30 mile an hour wind here today. It starts with Louisiana Tech quarterback Trey Kucuck.
Well, and all he did last week in that impressive win against Liberty was establish an all-time rushing number for a La Tech quarterback as he went for 143 yards. He was the difference maker in that impressive win that they pulled off. And on the other side, Missouri State got an impressive running effort out of a running back. Shamari Lawrence had a breakout day, rushed for over 170 yards, had a 70-yard breakaway that kept them in their game with Kennesaw State.
Lawrence with 173 last week in Georgia. He's only 120 yards away from 1,000 yards on the season. For more on the keys to the game, let's go down to Sierra Clark. Hey, Sierra.
Hey guys, it'll be strength versus strength today. Missouri State has the most efficient offense in Conference USA. However, they'll be challenged by that Bulldogs defense, which is #1 in the league. However, this matchup is going to be interesting, especially when it comes to the red zone, because Missouri State's defense is top 15 nationally when it comes to red zone defense. However, with Louisiana Tech, they really struggle in that category. They're at the bottom of the country when it comes to that.
Sierra, you dressed for it today?
Yeah, I was in Florida for Thanksgiving, so it's a rude awakening for me.
And 43 degrees at the start today. South wind at 16, gusting higher than that. Rain that is supposed to stop as the game moves along, but no snow as they got 4 to 6 inches in St. Louis, northeast of here, about 3 hours. Those keys are brought to you by the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, a proud sponsor of the Missouri State Bears. Stop into your local Chevy dealer today. And our opening kick is brought to you by the Missouri State Bookstore. Shop on campus or online at MissouriStateBookstore.com for all your bearwear needs.
And Don, all you need to know about watching the game today is from right to left on your screen. That's the way the wind is blowing, and the Bulldogs will kick with the wind to their back to open this thing.
John Hoyt Chance will kick it away. Few Hardy fans here in the stands today on both sides. This will come out to the 25 for the Missouri State Bears.
Didn't get it quite as deep as I thought, but deep enough to avoid any kind of return. But it will be a really closely watched game from using the wind and the conditions today.
Jacob Clark heads out for Missouri State, 205 of 310, 2,600 yards, 22 touchdowns. Last week he engineered 535 yards of offense at Kennesaw State, the most against an FBS team for the Bears since they played Tulsa in 1990. So from the 25, the Bears facing that strong south wind, and here's Lawrence to get it started. 35 out to the 39-yard line for Shamari Lawrence and a gain of 14.
And that's probably what you're going to see a heavy load of both directions today with the conditions. Keep the ball on the ground. You know you've got the ground attack that will work. Even though Clark has that potent arm, you're probably going to see that ground game really utilized a lot.
And so a first down. Two receivers right, a shift to the left, and a pass across to the tight end and out to the 45-yard line. The catch for Dylan Hipp. And the helmet comes off.
Well, and if nothing better right there than for a quarterback and a receiver, in this case the tight end, get that initial throw out of the way in these conditions, see what it's going to feel like to actually throw it, catch it, and maintain possession. And they execute well, pick up 8 and bring up a 2nd and short.
Dylan Hipp's 3rd catch of the season. 2nd and 2 for the Bears. You wonder how this wind will affect Clark headed this direction today to the south. He's going to go to the air again, and this is just off the fingertips and incomplete. will be 3rd and 2.
Well, Mackay Cope had that one, and that one may have been, that one kind of went through the fingertips as if to say it's wet out here. He didn't have a grasp on that at all.
Ryan Beard on the Missouri State sideline, leading the Bears to a 7-4 mark at this stage, their first FBS season, 5-2 in Conference USA. These teams both in the upper half of the league standings. Missouri State not eligible for a championship berth this year. With the transition wide open out in the right side, and Missouri State way down to the 20-yard line on the pass that goes to Connor Lair.
Connor Lair, kind of one of those hidden weapons for Missouri State. You don't call his name often in the ball game, sometimes on special teams, but right here he sneaks out of the backfield untested down the near sideline and turns it into a huge gainer for Missouri State.
To the 20, Missouri State to the red zone in barely a minute and a half to get this game started. Pass good for 33. Clark back to the air, and he's in trouble. Down he goes back at the 27.
Well, and I saw him fighting to maintain possession of the ball. That's going to be a problem for these quarterbacks today when they're in the pocket and under pressure. Holding on to a wet, slick ball is pretty difficult to do. Things just collapse around him right here. They get him up around here, and then you see him double up right at the end there, trying to make sure he does not let that ball get out of his hands.
So they mark it just inside the 27 for 2nd and 17 for Missouri State. And it's Clark to keep it, and he'll get just to the 25. It'll be 3rd and long, and remember, pointed to the south, it's going to be much more of a question mark on whether you want to kick a field goal.
Well, and I tell you what, Don, the way he ran and positioned himself squarely in the middle of the field, it was almost like he's getting himself set up in the middle of the field. Now, if they throw and go incomplete here, the ball will come back. So he got themselves where if they do have to try to kick one, they've got a better straightaway shot at it.
3rd and 15. The Bears need the 10 for a first down. Four receivers out. Clark looks left, and he's going to be sacked way back around the 35.
Big rush, great intimidation by that defensive wall, and crashing through there. You saw the big play there by Leota, number 42. Watch as he shakes off the blocker, and he wraps him up and takes him down.
Sifa Leota, fifth-year senior out of Euless, Texas, with the stop.
So pretty productive drive, stalls out with a couple of sacks against the quarterback, and it may be that kind of a day for Missouri State if they opt to keep the ball in the air.
And Stuart McDonald may have to give this about all he's got to get it to the 5-yard line. Oh, high snap, but he hauls it in. And it will hit at this 8 and roll down to around the 1 as Missouri State downs it there. Let's go down to Sierra Clark.
Yeah, these teams are braving the elements right now. A lot of these players are from the South. States like Mississippi, Louisiana, and Florida. Of course, we're in Missouri, so we got some guys from the Show Me State there. But these Southern kids are really pushing through this cold. It's also raining. Both teams have heaters on the sidelines, and the Missouri State players are wearing ponchos. They are trying to stay warm to keep those muscles nice and warm and ready to go, guys.
Yeah, and behind you there, it looks like a decent turnout in the lower section, considering today. Louisiana Tech will start at the 2.
They are a ground attack first kind of team, even though they split their offensive totals.
Q-Cuck gives it off, and look out to the outside. Bulldogs get a big one on the first play. It may go all the way for 98 yards to the end zone. Andrew Burnett on the first play from the 2-yard line.
Well, just an absolute breakdown, but a great call by the Bulldogs there to try to bounce it outside, and he did exactly what you want to do. Dig him out of a hole, and there was no cover protection on that side over there. You see the collapse of the wall, and all he's got to do is beat the edge, which he does, and he's gone. And just like that, bang, bang.
Wow. Lightning strikes for the Bulldogs on the first play of the game, and now the extra point for Drew Henderson with the wind behind him. He's 27 of 29 for the year.
Well, again, just no protective wall on that left side right there, and once the offensive line opened it up, it was smooth sailing.
Kick is good. 7-0 Bulldogs. And a big one for Andrew Burnett, 98 yards. 7-0 Louisiana Tech. Seven 0 Louisiana Tech, and let me correct the kicker. It was Kagan Kent on the PAT there. He's 4 of 4 for the season now, one of 3 different kickers that the Bulldogs have used.
And obviously goes without saying, the longest run of the season for the Bulldogs. Burnett had previously had the longest run, which was 67 yards, so he more than wiped that out with that 90-yard burst. And you kind of wonder, Don, he had the wind to his back. Had he been running into the wind, might have been a little slower speed down there, but he had what was needed to get loose and get the Bulldogs on the board quickly.
Well, and it's the first time in 11 years that the Bulldogs have had even an 80-yard run from scrimmage. The last time was Kenneth Dixon in 2014 with a 99-yard run. And this one is going to sail maybe to McDonald Arena. Up the hill and out to the 25.
He kicked that one about 90 yards in the air.
If someone wanted to try a field goal from 65 or so facing north today, you might want to consider it.
That could be a possibility before this one gets too far gone. So good defensive stand by the Bulldogs turns into real quick points for them, and Missouri State now has to regroup and go back on offense again.
Just the second all-time meeting. The Bears won the first meeting in Ruston in 1987, 13-10.
A mere 38 years ago, so a renewal.
Now Lawrence is in big trouble, and he's dumped for a loss back to the 21.
And all of a sudden, Don, in about the last 3 snaps, you're seeing what this Bulldog defensive wall is noted for doing. They are a shutdown defense, and they showed it again there with a loss of 3.
Shamari Lawrence, second carry. The first one went for 14. This one subtracts 4, and second down for the Bears. Clark showing no hesitation to throw against the wind, and he completes it at the 32-yard line.
Cope again.
Yeah, Makai Cope.
Well,
18th catch of the year now.
Well, and I think having seen what that defensive wall is doing up front, you're probably going to see Clark and staff opt to throw the ball even more than they have to here, facing that wind, to get movement.
12-yard gain, 3rd and 2 for Missouri State, and a big one here for the Bears. They don't want to stall out on downs this deep in their own territory. Clark with a roll, looks for Lawrence right there, makes the catch, but he's going to be short by a yard, might have gained 1.
Got 1, going to be about a half a yard, maybe even less than that. Boy, you wonder, do you gamble? Because a punt here, you're probably going to give them the ball at decent position, and all you need, and it looks more like about a foot that they need. And I think Ryan Beard has decided, you know what, we got to 7-4 by gambling a little bit this year, and he's going to gamble here.
Clark has Lawrence behind him. Jacob goes under center for 4th and a foot. He'll push and has just enough surge to move the chains.
Yeah, I don't think he had it initially, but like you said, Don, that second surge got him through there. Don't know if that was the tush push that made it happen, but he got through. Watch it here again. There's the push, and yeah, there was the tush push. They were pushing from behind, and they shove him across the 35-yard line.
So the fresh set of downs for Missouri State. From the 36, Clark to the air, going deep, and a wide open man, and it's dropped.
I'll tell you what, that one was, I mean, Jamari Robinson, he laid out for that one. He gave it all, used every inch of what he could do out there. Watch this at the end. I mean, he's extended, has it, but then the contact to the ground shakes it loose. And he knew it. But he had beaten the secondary, and Clark was able to get it through the wind. That was kind of amazing there, throwing into that stiff breeze that he had the volume to get that thing through there.
Jacob Clark has already moved from 5th to 4th on Missouri State's single-season passing yards list with 54 yards through the air so far. And on 2nd and 10, Lawrence is dropped for a loss again.
Mekhi Mason comes shooting back from that linebacker spot, and he denied him, throws him for a loss of 3. And again, the ground game, after a couple of early bursts by the Bears, the Bulldogs have kind of shut it down here up front. That defensive wall, very impressive with what they're limiting Missouri State to do so far.
Sonny Cumbie, the head coach of the Bulldogs, former interim head coach at Texas Tech. He played there in the early 2000s. Clark delivers and caught around the 46-yard line, and Ronell Johnson has his first catch.
Johnson was right at the sticks. I mean, he caught it and landed right where he needed to be for the yardage to move the chains, and got probably about a half a foot extra. Has to leave his feet. He's covered well right there. Cedric Woods was on him, but he got the yardage to move it and pick up the first down.
Ronell Johnson, a junior from McDonough, Georgia, become one of the top receivers for Missouri State this year. His 31st catch of the season.
Whoa.
And now look out. Boy, Johnson just being pounded.
Omari Wiggins was right there at the handoff. I mean, that's about the 3rd time now at the point of handoff and exchange that the defender has been there, and it's yet another 3-yard loss for Missouri State. Look at this, handoff and tackle by Wiggins. He's right where you needed him to be.
Bulldogs ready for the rush here today. At the 42, 2nd and 13. Clark, a lot of time. There's a short man. That's Lawrence at the 45. Pushes it to midfield and is down there. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Well, Clark there opted to just take what they gave him. They gave him the under here, and he looked and looked deep, and at the last second just threw the relief valve there in Lawrence, and was happy to get 7 or 8 back and set up a 3rd and about 6 now.
5.5 to go here in the first quarter. Bears from the 50. Across, and that's incomplete, and there's a flag down.
A flag, and the umpire kind of was involved in that a little bit. Not his fault. He was in position where he was at, but Clark was throwing, and the umpire had to kind of slide out of the way. We'll see what the call is, though.
Headline judge Matthew Mount threw the flag. The referee is Ron Hudson.
Pass interference. Number 8, defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Look and see. There's the contact right there. Oh, yeah, he's way over the top of that shoulder.
Early.
Yeah, a little bit early right there. So it moves the sticks, and that's what Missouri State's trying to do here, and trying to do all of this. And we're going to beat this to death, but they're doing it into the wind, and that wind is going to be a decisive factor all day long today.
So they gain 5 yards out of it. And the 1st and 10. Give to Lawrence. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Wiggins again. Comes right up. Locks him down. No gain. So all of a sudden, I think you can see a pattern right now that front wall for the Bulldogs appears to be a little bit more dominant than the offensive wall as far as moving and clearing space. And it may come down from Missouri State. It may be the arm of Jacob Clark that decides things today if they can't find a way to correct this running game early.
Keep an eye on the pass coverage for Louisiana Tech. They have 19 interceptions on the season. Across the middle, and that's incomplete. It will be 3rd down for the Bears. In particular, Jakari Foster, 6 picks on the year. And as a team, the Bulldogs have 5 pick sixes, if you will.
Right there, just good. Oh, good extension right there at the end to knock that ball away. And now a critical 3rd down and a little over 10 for the Bears.
Back at the Bulldog 45. And Clark in trouble. Had to get rid of it.
I mean, that was a blitz coming from just way back deep. Leota again. So we've called Leota and Wiggins on numerous occasions here. They are disruptors so far, and there's no going for it on 4th here for the Bears. They're going to have to punt the ball away. So they've had the makings of a couple of drives, have the Bears, but nothing to show for it. And now a well-rested defense will come back on the field for them.
Line of scrimmage, the 45, and McDonald would like to use just about all of it here. His first punt ended up at the 2, but then the Bulldogs ran a 98-yard touchdown. Keeping it low out of the wind as much as he can, and a fair catch at the 15, so that ball managed 30 yards through the air. We'll step aside. 4:27 to go, first quarter. 7-0 Louisiana Tech in Kansas City Chiefs country here in Springfield.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks, like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
Get 5.9% financing for 84 months on all 2025 Silverado HD pickups. See your Chevy dealers of the Ozarks.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
Something fun, still professional, something professionally fun.
It's okay to be particular,
Not too medium. More rare than medium, but still medium rare.
especially when it comes to your insurance.
We need policies that...
Help cover your house, cars, boat, and provide peace of mind.
Yes.
Exactly.
With Shelter Insurance, our agents help you design a plan that's particular to you. For insurance that fits just right, find a Shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
7-0 Louisiana Tech. Bulldogs taking over at their own 15-yard line after the 30-yard punt. Somewhere in there, Sonny Cumbie played at Texas Tech 2002 to 04, and the Bulldogs were in the Independence Bowl last year, lost to Army 27-6. They went in with a 5-7 record because not enough had qualified with 6-6 marks or better. This pass swung out to Burnett, but hold on.
He dropped it.
Okay.
Yeah, the ball came out. Kuka kind of delayed there and just kind of flipped it out to him, and you'll just see. And again, here's a case, you know, maybe I don't know if it was a wet ball or if he was turning and running it too early there, but ball hit the turf.
So before that play, the time of possession in the first quarter was 10 minutes, 18 seconds for the Bears and 15 seconds for Louisiana Tech on that 98-yard run. Now 2nd and 10. Coming around to the left, and slung out of bounds is Marlon Jackson.
A little end around sweep that time, trying to get the corner and turn on him, but just can't do it. Footing's also, this is a brand new facility this year. This field is brand new. This is the first time a game's been played on it with wet conditions, but yet still great, should be great traction, really good turf down there. So the weather probably isn't going to be as much of a grip factor today.
The rain is still blowing hard through the lights as we look across here. It is 3rd and 7.
Empty backfield.
Now stepping up, and here's the rush now, and it's a first down and more for Kukoc, and he's out of bounds at the 45. That's how he got it done last week against Liberty.
Well, I tell you what, he went to his right, nothing was there, and he made a great cut back to the left, and when he did, there was a seam right here. Look at this, he's going right, makes that cut, there's the seam he needs, and once he hits the edge, he's gone. Big gainer out near the 40-yard line.
There's what's going on here in Springfield.
Yeah, you don't want to throw it or catch it in those kind of conditions if you don't have to.
It's a really nice Thanksgiving Day here on Thursday, kind of cool but sunny. But we knew this was coming really about 2 weeks ago. That's probably a lateral, and it comes out to Clay Tevenin, the top rusher for the Bulldogs, and he'll get it to the 45, just across the 45, as he gains 3.5 yards.
Well, and he was about to break loose. Kanye West comes in from Missouri State at the tail end. There's contact here, little contact there, and you see 44 Kanye coming in and making Kanye Young making contact there.
Flag comes in. Kukoc buying some time. Got 2 men over to his right here now. Now he's got the pass complete with an escort, and all the way down to the 25-yard line, the catch for Tevenin again.
Well, we'll see what the flag, what it does. If it's against Missouri State, they'll bring it back. And it looks like it's offside. No, offsides Missouri State was the indication. So that one stays on the board. And another big breakaway play.
Declined, obviously, after the gain. Into the 24-yard line for Tevenin.
What Kukoc, I mean, he just kind of invented as he went out there. Nothing was open. Nobody was pressuring him in. And when he went back the other direction, they had an open field on the far sideline.
At the 24. And they're going to wildcat it here to Burnett.
Yeah, I saw Kukoc go in motion there, and the minute you see that quarterback moving, you pretty much figure that it's going to be a run by the wildcat back there, and that's exactly what Burnett was able to do.
He's from Jensen Beach, Florida. And Burnett coming in with 326 yards on the ground and 6 touchdowns Boy, the way that Louisiana Tech has diversified the offense has been impressive. 1,900 rushing yards, 1,900 passing yards coming into this game. Give to Tevenen. Pushing and pushing to the 17 before he's bottled up there.
And for the first time, the Bulldogs will face a third down. They haven't had to worry too much about this in the early going here, but now from third and almost 3, they'll have to decide what they're going to do. This quarter is blitzing by.
Into the final minute here in the first.
And they know they've only got the wind to their back for another 48 seconds or so.
Third and 3. And it's a keeper for Cucuck. Needed the 14.
I think he got it.
Now they're going to drive him back. He ends up face down, but it looks like he has the first down at the 14.
Watch right here. He follows the lead block right there, gets through, and he just kind of keeps digging those feet. They're trying to pull him back. Not going to work. We probably won't get another play in the quarter, I don't think.
O'Myrie Wiggins leading the block there for Louisiana Tech. It is a first down. And the Bulldogs are going to let this run out and go to the other end. 7-0 Louisiana Tech after a quarter. We change ends in the cold and rain in Springfield.
Sonny Cumbie was actually a walk-on at Texas Tech, and he worked really hard and eventually got the starting job. So much the fact that in 2004 they played in the Holiday Bowl and his team beat Aaron Rodgers and his Cal Bears, guys. So he knows all about building a program from the ground up.
Very nice. And as a coach, he has taken these other schools to bowl games. Texas Tech, that he's been a part of the staff 2 different stints, as well as TCU, the Peach Bowl, the Alamo Bowl, the Cheez-It Bowl, and several with Texas Tech as well. Last year, the Independence Bowl for these Bulldogs from right to close by home there in Shreveport.
Well, and we haven't talked about it yet, but bowl talk is part of the conversation today, because Louisiana Tech has already qualified to make a bowl this year. And of course, Missouri State, they've been part of a national conversation about wanting to get to a bowl, but there are some obstacles that we'll talk about as we go along.
Yeah, technically ineligible in their first year of transition to FBS, but there's more to the story. Right now, it's the Bulldog ball at the 14 in the red zone as we start the second quarter. And here goes Cucuck to his right with a block, and he's all the way to the 5 and out of bounds. Needed the 4 for a first down.
Well, they had that backfield set up for a lot of options. They were a full backfield. You really didn't know what to guard against, and really all along it was a design play for him to take off and run. And as he showed last week against Liberty, he's more than capable of getting the yardage by himself. Doesn't need a lot of help back there.
A yard short, 2nd and 1. Burnett behind Cucuck, and he'll get the call. Burnett will have a first down, and he pushes it down to the 1. Is he in? Not quite.
Both officials coming in marking short. Nobody had twin hands in the air, but it's a first down and about a foot to go. And they're hurrying up quick.
Right to the line. 1st and goal, inches away. To Burnett, and in for the touchdown. Andrew Burnett with his 2nd touchdown run.
Well, we knew the ground attack would be strong from the Bulldogs today, and of course that opening 98-yard sprint was a bit of an anomaly, but right here you've seen what they're more than capable of with Burnett hauling it like that and Cucuck able to burst out of the backfield. Their ground attack is extremely potent today, and they're going to be able to make things happen if Missouri State doesn't come up with answers.
And Kagan Kent out for the PAT. And that one is through. 14-0 Bulldogs, early second quarter in Springfield, Missouri. Final day of the regular season for these two teams in Conference USA football.
Shelter Insurance, this is Charles.
Afternoon, Charles.
Joshua?
Does Shelter Insurance cover shiny red cars?
Yeah.
What about purple vans?
Also, yes.
Monster trucks?
You know we offer car insurance, son. What's going on?
I'm still mad at you.
From shiny red cars to purple minivans, you can count on Shelter's local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
It's the Ford Black Friday Sell-a-thon, and it's go time with great deals across the Ford lineup. Get 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days. Head to your Midwest Ford dealers during the Black Friday Sell-a-thon. Now get 0%, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days on select Ford vehicles. Hurry in, these value-driven offers end December 1st. Go to your Midwest Ford dealers today. Official vehicle of your Kansas City Chiefs, driven by value.
Tender love and care.
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah, we just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
Nothing Louisiana Tech. Hey, a few fans are down there partaking upon the day in the end zone.
It's a bundle up day. There's no question about that. Probably was a run on gloves and stocking caps this morning, I'm sure.
The Pride Band gets to wear their stocking caps today. Their toques, if you will.
Exactly. Hey, here's the first chance we've seen to see a kickoff going into the wind. I'm anxious to see how deep this one. The Bears are playing it like it's going to the goal line, so we'll see how far he can he can boot it into this stiff, I say stiff breeze, I mean a long, hard blowing wind is what this is.
Rain still falling. Yeah, this will be a good check of what it's really like down there. And you keep it out of the wind, it's not bad. Fielded at the 3. And coming back for the Bears, Jamarie Robinson across the 20 and driven back. 14-0, Louisiana Tech on top. Missouri State will take over on offense when we come back on Conference USA on ESPN. Fourteen 0 Bulldogs early in the second quarter here in Springfield. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving holiday with your families.
You know, as bad as that looks, Don, we could be 200 miles north because there are some ball games being played through the upper Midwest of the country today that I don't think I'd want to be a part of at all.
Just about everything in Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, all suffering through a brutal day today.
Well, you hate to say at this early stage, Don, but this might be the most critical possession Missouri State will face all day because they've now yielded a couple of touchdowns to a very potent running game. They now have the wind to their back. They probably need to feel like they need to get something on the board on this possession.
This is Ramon Green, second running back for Coach Ryan Beard. He brings it out to the 29. 3 yards away from a first down. Green's high school team, Nixa High School from just south of Springfield, is in a state semifinal game today in St. Louis with 6 inches of snow on the ground.
He'll find out about that one after the game probably.
They delayed that start of that game for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, so they're just getting started. Now Green again to the 35 and a first down for Missouri State.
Green is one of those, he doesn't carry the ball all that often, but when he does, it usually winds up being significant gainers, and here back-to-back plays, he's been responsible for moving the chains. You typically see Robinson in that receiver spot, and Shamari Lawrence, I mean, as big a game as he had last week, they've kind of held him a little bit in check today.
Connor Lair in the backfield, a fake to Lair. They'll swing it out to him, and he does hang on to the ball, but he's tripped up at the 30, and that will lose 4 or 5 yards.
He probably, in retrospect, wishes he had dropped it because he wouldn't have lost the yardage, because he had to kind of balance it twice, and once he got it there, the coverage was there to bring him down.
Blair, a highly publicized win over Hodgkin's lymphoma, announcing that he is done after this year. He would be eligible to come back, but honored as part of the 26 seniors that were honored before the game today for Senior Day, and choosing not to continue his football career. Clark swings it to Robinson at the 33, and Robinson with about 11 yards after the catch out to the 44-yard line. We'll see where they mark him down, but it will be a gain of about 8.
And big Christian Davis had to haul him down from behind, and had he not hauled him down, look at Davis coming from behind here, Robinson probably tacks on another 15 to 20 yards if Davis, who's a defensive lineman, by the way, he retreated to make excellent coverage after the completion. Big third down.
Third and a short 3. Clark looking deep. Now he'll duck it, see what he can do to the 48. He has the first down.
Well, enough of an area opened up for him to get through there. It was all kind of clogged up there for a while, but when he decided to tuck it and go, there was just enough space for him to get the yardage to get the first down. Clark's going to leave his mark on this program. He's going to leave as one of the most, I would say probably one of the top 3 decorated quarterbacks in Missouri State history.
He won't own all the quarterback records, but he'll own most of them. At their own 48. First down, Missouri State. Bears down 14-0, and now Lawrence comes back with a good positive run that'll carry him 7 yards to the Bulldog 45.
A late push from the offensive line there got him an extra yard or 2. Right here, good opening here. He utilizes it there, and they come up and collapse around him. And making that hit there was McNeese. Number 20 made a good contact stop there at the 45-yard.
Louisiana Tech today getting done one of the elements they wanted, to score first, because they were 0-4 when their opponent scores first this year. Now out to the left, it's Lawrence. He'll get maybe a yard, but it'll be a yard or 2 short of a first down.
Well, he came to the left side there and then kind of momentarily started planting his feet a little bit, trying to maybe make a cut. And when he did, the defense was able to come up and surround him and limit that gain to, like you say, Don, just about a yard. And now they do say he needs just exactly 1 yard on 3rd and 1 from the 43.
Toss. Lawrence, first down. Bears keep it moving inside the 40. Lawrence to the 37 for a 1st and 10.
Well, he's getting his yardage back. He had trouble in that first possession finding openings, but here on 3 consecutive carries, he's picked up back-to-back first downs by himself.
Shamari Lawrence now almost to 900 rushing yards for the season. Last time the Bears had a 1,000-yard rusher was in 2010 with Chris Douglas. So Shamari needing still about 100 yards today to get there. Now to the left, it comes out to Ramon Green, and no gain.
Yep, came short side that time and ran out of space. Say was able to get right back to the initial line right here. Right about here, knows he's in trouble. And anytime you stall and stutter and try to create your own hole there, chances are you're not going to succeed.
2nd and 10. Bears with the wind at their back here in the 2nd quarter. Still very strong. Clark looks, rushes on, he's in trouble, and down back at the 40, another sack. This one turned in by Travell Vivians.
Well, once again, Clark in a little bit of trouble back there. When he steps up into the pocket, they're able to close it. And watch right here as Vivians leads the way. He's kind of getting, I think Vivians may have been held right there, and he still fought through that and was able to get the sack, and that's at least 3 and probably 4 sacks now against Clark. And a big 3rd down, and I would say at this juncture, they may be thinking this is 4-down territory for them, given the way this game is playing out so far.
From the 40, Clark. And he goes into single coverage, and there's a flag.
We had contact on the receiver there. Was that Robinson? Yeah, Robinson coming out on the far sideline, and there was some contact. And it may have been a hold. Don't know if it was an interference call.
Ron Hudson and his crew.
Pass interference, number 7, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Jamal Shelby with pass interference.
Well, that's the biggest of all bailouts. When it's 3rd and long, and you make contact, and you give them the yardage via the penalty rather than making them earn it. You've bailed them out, and Missouri State got a gift there. Not so much a gift, but they got the call their way that moves it down to the 25-yard line.
But on the ground, as good as the Bulldog defense has been, they lead Conference USA in rushing yards allowed, 130, fewest rushing touchdowns allowed with just 9. And a lot of that is shown through here in the first half of this game today. And
did he catch that?
Catch around the 2-yard line. Yes, it's Ronell Johnson.
I question no question about the catch, but did he have a foot down? And somehow they're saying they came down and conferred, did the 2 line judges. Watch right here. Did he get a toe tap? He sure did.
Yes, and control of the ball. Wow.
I was watching the ball and not so much his footwork, and here's a great angle from the guys down low. Look at that. I mean, right inside. And are they going to review it? Or are we going to get a timeout? That looks like a review.
Is under further review.
The only question is the control of the ball that he had.
Yeah, I mean, I again, on the initial throw, I'm watching to see if he catches it, and by the time I see that, I don't look to his feet. But my first thought was, well, surely he didn't get a foot down, but boy, on replay, you could see that he certainly looked like he did. There's the ball. Oh.
It came out, didn't it?
It was coming out. Yeah, when we see it again here, look where when the toe is touching, where's the ball, right? Okay, the ball is up here. Here comes the toe touch. Ugh, you know what? Boy, that may take a long look, because it's just on the edge of, yes, you could say he had it, but at the same time, it wasn't flush against his body. So I don't know.
Which frame of video will be the final verdict?
We'll put them on the clock here and see how long they look at this one. They may look at this one back and forth several times, I'm sure. But yeah, it was a great catch and an amazing toe touch down there, but whichever way they call it, the other side's not going to be happy, but it's going to be one of those that the guys in the room next to us in the replay booth are making a decision.
Well, an early highlight for Louisiana Tech in their schedule was that date at LSU, September 6th. They lost 23-7, so they were respectable in that game in front of 100,000 fans. They beat Southern Miss 30-20. Missouri State opened its season at USC with a lopsided loss, but then came back for a win at Marshall the next week. Missouri State also with a home loss to SMU to start the new season as their first FBS home game. They lost that one 28-10, but were competitive against the Mustangs.
Yeah, it's been an interesting season. You know, when Missouri State went to Los Angeles and lost that lopsided game to Southern Cal, everyone said, well, welcome to the FBS world, and look what's in front of you. Well, all they've done since that point is reel off 7 wins against a higher level of competition. And even though we haven't had a ruling, the teams are starting to kind of move. So we'll see what they decide here. One would think that they're not going to say that that was a catch. We'll find out here in a minute. Yeah, the team.
Everybody's back around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was a heck of a throw, a more impressive catch. Here we go.
After review, it was determined that while the receiver was airborne, he lost control of the ball. He did not get a body part down inbounds prior to touching out of bounds. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. It'll be second down at the 25-yard line.
Well, he described it kind of how we saw it unfold. We really agreed, you know, thought that the foot was down, but he just didn't look like he had control of the ball.
They'll place it back at the 25.
And of course, Ryan Beard will obviously argue that point to the end of time if he has to. Hey, the big showdown in Conference USA today is going on at Jacksonville State, and Western Kentucky has Jack State down 21-10 in the second period, and that one's pretty much a battle for the championship.
Well, it will determine the host of the championship game in the league. Here across the middle, an open receiver flashed through there. Jaron Askren, but he missed connection.
Again, heavy rush, heavy pressure on Clark there, and he's one of those that, you know, he stands in the box as long as he can and waits to the last second. It cost him some sacks on occasion, but there he was waiting for the opportunity to see his man open up. Didn't work, and now long 3rd down and 10.
Clark, that's swatted in the air, and it falls incomplete. They'll dive for it, but it's an incomplete pass, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, that defensive front wall is really disrupting everything that Missouri State's wanting to do. Look right here, great leap, great defensive move that time. Was that Foster?
Yeah, Jakari Foster.
Yeah, Foster got up, just jumped right in front of him, and Bears looking for points.
42-yard field goal try for Yusuf Obeid. 13 of 21 on his field goals for the year. And it's low, and it is good. He drives it through. The Bears are on the board. 14-3 Louisiana Tech. 6:36 to go before halftime here in Springfield, Missouri.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
Dogs, always digging beneath the surface in search of something. At Louisiana Tech, our Bulldogs dig too for a breakthrough that changes lives. Healing traumatic brain injury, making timber more profitable, securing our nation's most vital assets. Leading edge research driven by faculty, enhanced by students, maximizing human potential. Louisiana Tech University. How about them dogs?
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks. Like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
Get 5.9% financing for 84 months on all 2025 Silverado HD pickups. See your Chevy dealers of the Ozarks.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them.
Hey, Ben.
Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most. To find your local agent, visit shelterinsurance.com.
14-3 Louisiana Tech. 6:36 to go here in the first half.
Well, they only got 3 out of that drive, Don, but I think it was critical that Missouri State find a way to get on the board, because the way that the Bulldogs have shown they're going to march down the field, you're going to have to try to match them blow for blow. And had they been able to connect and gotten even close on a 4th and maybe a short yardage, I would have been surprised to not see if them go for it, trying to get 7 instead of 3.
They had to establish something there. Out to the 25 on the fair catch in the end zone. Devin Gandy, the deep man there for the Bulldogs. And in Conference USA, we'll have a look with Western Kentucky, Jax State, and Kennesaw State all 6-1. Western Kentucky and Jax playing each other today.
Well, there's so many things that could happen here. Missouri State obviously not being able to play for a piece of the championship, but they would be looking for a 6-2. There could be a couple of 6-2s when it's all over with today. We'll wait and see. Here goes Wildcat again.
The snap to Burnett, and he'll drive it out across the 30-yard line and just keep on going. Those conference standings brought to you by Murney Associates Realtors, the official realtor of the Missouri State Bears.
I'm going to tell you what, Don, I don't know why they wouldn't decide to run this a lot today, because Burnett's got the leg strength and the power in front of him. I mean, if you can do that and pick up 7 on first down, why not?
Especially third and short.
Third and short, absolutely. I mean, that Wildcat looks like it's not so much a secret weapon, just going to be a good weapon for them all day. Here it is again.
Indeed. Kukoc fires out to the left. And Burnett is just bombed right here. Ball is out, but looks like the Bulldogs have it.
I think the center, Landon Nelson, big 55, he landed on that loose ball coming out. But again, did you see how long Burnett was able to? I mean, he took the snap and he didn't move. I mean, he just waited and waited. And right here, there's a helmet on the ball, and it comes out, and Nelson's right where he needed to be. And there's an offside against Missouri State, I think. We'll see.
One side moved first. This was 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs, so big call here.
Offside, number 55, defense with contact, 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Ahmad Poole jumping across there and moves the sticks for them.
To the 39 for a 1st and 10. Neither side has used a timeout yet. Bulldogs 61 yards left to traverse here. Go to Tevenen with a spin. 45 to the 46-yard line. And that's good for 7.
Well, and they're over 160 yards rushing right now. There's no reason for them to even but to even think that pass first is even a thought, because their ground game is just taking chunks at a time here.
They've run for 165. That first play of the game, the 98-yard touchdown run by Andrew Burnett, put them over 2,000 rushing yards for the season as a team. They're still a little below 2K on the passing game. Now run out to midfield for Kukoc, and that will be a first down.
Well, see, what you're seeing in this drive, you're seeing 4, 5, 7 yards on every carry. Missouri State's defensive line just not able to contain that offensive wall and the push and the surge that they're getting. And by the time the runner or the ball carrier gets to the line of scrimmage, there's a good 3 to 4 yards available to them.
Of their 30 offensive touchdowns this year, 23 have been rushing, 7 passing. Give to Tevenen, and stopped.
One of the better stops of this drive so far for Missouri State.
Caden Wiest was there.
Came up and made a strong play. And again, if Missouri State has any chance to kind of cut into this thing, they're going to have to slow this drive option that the Bulldogs are showing you here. That was one of the best stops they've had so far.
Jalen Brooks there had the best part of that tackle with style points. And 2nd and 10.
Might see them go over the top with one of these.
To the air. Kukoc heads for the sidelines and throws it away.
Well, he kept working. I'll give him credit. He was looking all the way to the sideline for any possibility he had down there. And at the same time, I think he was also looking for the opportunity to turn it upfield if he could. Missouri State shut that option down for him, and he took it right to the sideline at the last second, just unloaded and got rid of it. So biggest third down of the afternoon right now for Missouri State to have a chance to maybe get the ball back from as it sets at midfield.
Bulldogs 2 of 2 on third down. This will be 3rd and 10.
Need to cross the 40-yard line, and if they do, probably can control the ball all the way to halftime. We're going to get a timeout.
Missouri State timeout.
Well, it's a big third down both ways. You know, if I'm the Bulldogs here and I can convert or even get a big chunk of what I need, I might gamble and go for it on 4th down. But if they can find a way to punch in another 7 here, this is going to change the complexion of this game.
Earlier today, senior day at Missouri State. 26 seniors, including the super duper senior, Jacob Clark. Connor Lair getting his day, and the rest of the Bears seniors and their families. They don't care how cold and wet it is.
Mom, dad, families, everybody here. There's Jacob Clark. I like that you call him super senior. For those that don't know, he's been here a long time. This is, you know, they kid him all the time. He's a senior, but he's almost eligible for senior benefits. He really is. Big third down.
Now we're ready.
Bears late getting a substitute back in.
3:06 before halftime. Out to the left, and not much there on the catch by Marlon Jackson.
Tell you what, they had to make contact in a hurry there, did the Bears. They came up and made a big hit on him. Thomas Anderson, who is playing, look at playing with all kinds. Number 14, you'll see him in a moment, came up and made the stop there. He's playing with a right wrist injury, a left elbow injury, but Coach Ryan Beard said he was going to play today no matter what until he couldn't play, and he came up and made a big stop on 3rd down.
And now John Hoyt Chance is going to punt, one of the best in FBS. 2nd nationally with 22 punts inside the 20-yard line. This one will add to that number. It goes out of bounds at the 9. He also leads the nation with 25 punts of 50 yards or more.
Well, Bears came close to 2 things, almost a block and almost a roughing the kicker. They were bringing everybody on that one, and he was able to get it off, no penalty involved. So Missouri State, with a little under 2.5 to go in the half, they've got a chance with the wind and Clark and everything that they would want on their side here to see if they can move down the field and get something done.
So that went into the wind for Chance, went 35. The Bears start at the 15. 2:25 before the half, and 2 of their 3 timeouts left.
Well, offensive coordinator Nick Petrino has been known to dial up some unique things in critical situations. Receiver fell down.
I saw that. Dash Luke was the receiver, and well, 1, he almost had it, and then 2, there was a chance it could have been picked there too.
Well, yeah, Clark looked at him. It was Luke's ball all the way, and Clark went ahead and threw it, but he was on the turf and not in any position to catch it.
Covering is Jacob Fields.
Well, and just that quickly, this 2nd down is important for Missouri State. If they don't get some yardage and bring up the 3rd down, you might see the Bulldogs start to think about preserving clock.
Lawrence to the right, not much. 3rd down coming up. The 3rd and 9. Clock continues to run down to the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, they don't have to burn a timeout here. The clock's going to work in the favor of the Bulldogs here. They'll get a timeout, which is what they wanted anyway, to hold on that 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd and 9 for Missouri State when we come back. 14-3 Louisiana Tech with the lead. Stay with us. Yeah, protect those flutes underneath the rain ponchos. 14-3 Louisiana Tech.
Well, Don, this is a big a play. I mean, right now, Bears facing 3rd and 9. They've got to convert or they're going to give the ball back to the Bulldogs with time on the clock and a handful of timeouts to use.
3rd and 9. Clark 8 of 16 through the air so far. Going up top, steps out. He'll run it. 25, dives ahead, and that's a first down on the dive for Jacob Clark.
Well, it's his last game, and I'm sure he's thinking, I'm not about to give it back to him if I don't have to. And so he extends that big 6'4" frame and gets probably a half yard more than he needed. You see the kind of career he's had.
Well, so more on that. The Bears don't want this to be their last game. They don't know 100% if it will be, just based on everything that's happening. This pass is incomplete.
Yeah, and there's oh boy, you talk about a late flag. I mean, that came way late. Somebody saw something downfield, and they're signaling it'll be against the Bulldogs here. That one came really late. Yeah, to expand on what you talked about, you know, there's been talk since Missouri State got their 6th win and then tacked on a 7th that, you know, the waiver rule and, you know, you have to wait a year to play postseason, and they've been very public and very pronounced about you know, wanting the right to qualify if there's need for teams to fill the field and all that. And, politicians have gotten involved and have spoken up. So yeah, it's a point of discussion. There's no question.
41 bowl games, 82 slots for those games, and some games to watch today for Missouri State fans. Incomplete out to Lawrence.
Yeah,
there's a list of teams that the Bears are keeping an eye on win or lose, and whether they'll take one of those 6-6 or better spots to qualify.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. They're holding out hope. Of course, right now their biggest arguing chip would be if they could get an 8th win, which they're having to struggle trying to find a way to do that today.
There's 3 on the board here so far. 41-yard line, 2nd and 10. Clark with some time. Cross the middle, and there is the catch at the 32 for a first down for the Bears.
Well,
Tristan Gardner.
Well, Gardner is one of those players that, again, just like we talked about Ramon Green, you don't call his name often. Gardner's the same way. You don't hear a lot about him until you need him in a clutch situation, and they got it right there. Clark had lots of time to throw.
Gardner 6 receiving touchdowns this year, the most ever by a Missouri State freshman. This is caught by Dash Luke to the 22, and that's going to be close to a first down.
Well, Clark's trying to orchestrate something here. Bulldogs on that previous long play, they were only rushing a couple. They were really in strong pass coverage there, but it was just that Gardner found an opening somewhere in all of that 7-man drop back there.
Clock stopped at 1:15 at the 23. 2nd down and a yard and a half here for Missouri State.
Bears trying to find points again because Bulldogs will get the ball to start the second half, and choosing which quarter you want to win will also be important.
Across to Robinson, and he's in for the touchdown.
23 or 23 yards.
Jamarie Robinson beat the coverage, and he's in the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of that goes to Clark, who just, you know, when you got a rifle for an arm, it's a matter of hitting the man in stride, putting the right amount on it, and those two connected very well right there. And now try to make it 14-10.
Obeid chips it through. And indeed, a 4-point game with 1:09 to go before the half.
Well, they had the opportunity, and I tell you, the key play, obviously, in that drive, the running for the first down by Jacob Clark, extending himself and diving for the first down when it looked like they might have to punt the ball away. And so not only did he dive to get the first down and extend the drive, but then he marched him down the field with 2 or 3 accurate tosses to make this a tighter game than it would have been at halftime. again, Bulldogs will get the ball to start the second half. And if you were, would you want the win in the third quarter? Or would you want the win in the fourth quarter? I think
you want it in the fourth.
I think you'd want it in the fourth, even though if you need it to your back, you try to work it. And the wind is as strong now as it has been all game long. It is really snapping those flags.
Especially with some of these wild fourth quarters the Bears have played this year, just week after week.
Well, I started to say they've been noted in the last few weeks. They are a strong second half team. They find ways to will themselves back into ball games. And quite honestly, their loss at Kennesaw State last week was a game that they had every opportunity to win, just had a couple of mistakes on play calling.
This will be returned from 3 yards deep. And look out. There's a flag down, the ball out to the 35-yard line on the return by Devin Gandy.
Second flag comes in as well, same area, so whatever the call was, 2 officials saw it.
Probably a block in the back here.
Tends to be.
During the return, holding, number 4, return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Fair enough.
Well, that backs the Bulldogs up inside the 20-yard line now with 1:03 to go. The ground game is what's been most successful for them here in the first half. That's a lot of running. However, we did see them break one for 98 yards, so they're more than capable of breaking this thing open. We'll watch and see what Kukoc and company decide to do here.
They'll start at the 15 with 1:03 left and all their timeouts.
All you really need if you're the Bulldogs right here is you need one good big gainer to get you the confidence to take it the 85 yards you need.
One of those explosive plays. Give to Tevenen, kind of a safe conservative call here. And it's finally blown dead out close to the 20, and now some tempers flare a little bit. A helmet flies off.
Finally do get a timeout call, but not before quite a bit of time ticked off there. And again, Missouri State kind of had to be happy that that play was slow to end, because it kept chewing up time off the clock.
Tim Brantley's helmet came off, and he's out for a play.
Well, some discussion there on the La Tech sideline about what may have happened, or maybe the utilization of a timeout. Did they have to use a timeout there? I don't know.
Louisiana Tech has declined a 10-second runoff for the helmet being off. The clock will start on the snap.
Okay, there we go. That was, I thought it had something to do with needing to call a timeout or not.
They wouldn't want to run 10 seconds off. So second down at the 20. And back to the ground. Tevenen can't get outside, and he's stopped at the 19.
And he went backwards.
And so that keeps the clock running.
Yeah, that kept it moving. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think the Bulldogs, they don't, if they can, they may run this thing all the way down and snap, but they don't have to snap it. They do not have. Well, now we're going to get Missouri State, and Ryan Beard comes out, and he wants a timeout. Oh, and I don't know if he's happy with the way the call. He thought the clock should have stopped, I think is what he was thinking. But he was pushed backwards.
Yeah. It stopped at 29, and now a timeout for Missouri State, because this is third down.
Yeah, he was running, and he was running forward, and then at the end started running backwards. And of course, your progress didn't. I mean, he didn't run out of bounds going forward, so the clock didn't stop. And of course, Ryan Beard thought it did, or they would have called. Maybe they would have called the timeout quicker. I will tell you this: in dealing with Coach Beard, he always thinks if there's a second on the clock left, there's an opportunity, and that's the way he would look at this.
Like the 13 seconds from Mahomes.
There you go. If he would tell you, if I can get the ball, if we can get the ball back, maybe we can make something happen. So time is critical for him. If they get a big stop here, you'll see him use that last time out, I'm sure.
Here is 3rd and 3. Remember, the Bulldogs would have to punt into the wind if they don't make it. Tevenen. No, it's a keeper for Kukoc.
It's the first down.
Fooled them all. Out to the 29, 1st and 10.
And now we're going to get a timeout for, looks like,
should be Bulldogs, if anybody.
They'll take this timeout. I tell you, Kukoc does such a great job on his fakes. You know, if you're really not down and where you can see what's going on, it's easy to buy into his belly fake that he makes, and then he's so quick with his feet, he can make a lot of things happen.
Most rushing yards for a Louisiana Tech quarterback last week against Liberty, and that includes the tenure of Terry Bradshaw as their quarterback.
Terry Bradshaw didn't work for him. The great Denny Duran, who followed and has connections here to Springfield. He was a coach many, many years ago with small college Evangel University here in town, but legendary quarterbacks at Louisiana Tech. But Trey kind of left those two guys in the dust. You run for 143 yards as a quarterback, that's Lamar Jackson territory. It really is.
Here's first down at the 29.
See if they open the playbook here and try something.
Kukoc hits his short man at the 30, 35, to about the 38 to Tevenen.
Don't see any hints of a timeout here.
They may call this good.
Well, the worst thing to do here is to heave one and get it picked off, and I don't think they're even going to think about it.
That will be it for the first half here in Springfield. Another good one in Conference USA football. Louisiana Tech 14, Missouri State 10.
What's up, Conference USA fans? Welcome into a very special episode of CUSA Insider, the official podcast of Conference USA. You know, it's Thanksgiving week around here, so we have an extra special episode for you because Thanksgiving is all about family. So joining us today, we have my family. We've got Ray Rudolph over here, 5 years old. Vernon Rudolph right here, 3 years old. And we've got some other special guests on the show today, too. Josh is joining us. And who is with you, Josh?
I have my son, Theo. He's 3. Can you say hi? Perfect.
And we wanted the kids to be on the show today because we're here to have a little bit of fun. So to start things off, before things get a little too crazy around here, we are going to let the kiddos pick who they think are going to be the winners of the Conference USA Championship. If you missed it, we've only got three contestants left, 3 contenders left for the championship, and we have their mascots sitting out here in front of us. The kids are choosing solely based on mascots. You know how some women do that at March Madness time? We're doing it with the kids today. So we have, I'm not going to tell you who they are because I just want you to pick.
Yeah, all right, Theo. So who's your pick to win the Conference USA Championship this year? Big Red. All right, we got 1 vote for WKU.
All right, Vernon, who is your pick? Which one of these mascots do you think is going to win the Conference USA Championship this year?
The parrot.
The parrot! The parrot, everyone. He has picked the parrot to win the Conference USA Championship.
Sorry, Cocky. We know that, yeah, you're not the parrot, but...
All right, Ray, it's your turn. Final pick. Who do you pick to win the CUSA Championship?
Big Red.
Big Red.
Wow.
My girl,
2
favorite
votes.
mascot here in Conference USA. All right, 2 votes for Big Red, 1 vote for the parrot, also known as Cocky at Jacksonville State. Josh and I think maybe we'll make our picks for who we think will make the Conference USA Championship maybe later in the show.
Yeah.
But that's some exciting stuff. We're going to let the kiddos stay around for us to watch Week 13's top plays so that we can see if they've got any commentary based on it. But let's just go ahead and roll right into it, starting at number 5. All right, can you guys see them? All right, we're going to see a couple of really great plays here from around the league this week. All right, Amari Odom, what a week for him. Touchdown pass here to Gabriel Benyard.
Yeah, and it feels like every week he can just throw the ball up into the back of the end zone. And Gabe Benyard's somewhere over there. And he gets another one here to get the Owls on the board early in the game.
All right, coming in here at number 4, right, Ray? Number 4. All right, Joe Kazansky's touchdown pass to Alex Perry.
Yeah, what an incredible effort. Turns on the Jets here, get down the sideline, and he carries a couple Gamecocks there into the end zone for a big touchdown. Huge upset for the Panthers. We'll talk about that later.
It was a big game for them, absolutely, with a lot of implications leading into this upcoming weekend. And we're going to transfer here over to number 3 here in just a moment. Are you 3, Vernon? Yeah. Are you 3, Theo? Awesome. Skylar Locklear's touchdown pass to Kenny Odom.
I had to watch this one back a few times just to figure out truly how he brought this pass in. But yeah, it goes behind the defender, one arm, inside arm, brings that one in. Great touchdown there for the Miners.
All right, coming in at number 2, we have Coco Brown. He's back again with another hurdle.
Yeah, I can't believe I've never seen this type of athleticism, multiple times from someone. Originally ruled a touchdown.
Is that one yours? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You like orange. It's your favorite color.
Oh, yes, that's right.
All right, come here at number 1, our final play of the week.
No doubter.
Traquan, one-handed interception.
Yep. I mean, I knew as soon as I saw this, we joked about it in our chat. We knew this was going to be a top play. What do you guys think about that catch?
Good. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was good.
Kid approved. Number 1 play of the week.
14-10, Louisiana Tech with the lead over Missouri State. Halftime here in Springfield. Bulldogs scored the first 14 points. The Bears scored the next 10. And here we are with a look at the first half highlights from this game in the cold and the rain on Thanksgiving weekend in Springfield.
And Jacob Clark found it rough going for most of that first half.
Taken down early on here. Louisiana Tech gets the ball at the 2-yard line from a punt. And on the first play from scrimmage, it's Andrew Burnett from 98 yards, the distance, for a 7-0 lead after the extra point.
And they had one offensive play for almost 2/3 of the first period.
The coverage still continues to be good for the Bulldogs. Burnett takes it in from 1 yard out here to make it 14-0 now early into the second quarter.
Clark was having difficulty in the pocket, even trying to throw.
Obeid kicks a low 42-yard field goal that gets Missouri State on the board. Then Louisiana Tech back at it, but Jacob Clark hits Jamarie Robinson for the Bears' lone touchdown in the half. 14-10 the score, with Missouri State trailing Louisiana Tech here at the half. More at halftime when we come back. Let's get to our first half stats brought to you by Big Shots Golf.
Well, a big run to open the game, got La Tech going really well. Missouri State had a strong second period, got their numbers up. 50-yard differential there. It's been a running game versus a passing game so far.
Almost 19 minutes to 11 in possession for Missouri State. Big Shots Golf, proud to be your entertainment destination for a tech-driven golf and elevated food and beverage experience. Play on. On to the second half when we come back. (14-10) Bulldogs quickly down to Sierra Clark.
I spoke to Louisiana head coach Sonny Cumbie before the half, and he said that his team has got to get back to those defensive fundamentals, cleaning up mistakes and making sure their hands are in the right places. However, Cumbie did tell me that his team is going to continue to pressure Missouri State veteran quarterback Jacob Clark. They've sacked him 3 times already in this first half, guys.
Yeah, and the wind is picking up because the ball's not staying on the kicking tee now.
Well, and now if it's blown over twice, now you're forced to have a holder come up and put a finger on it to keep it in place.
By the way, did you see that Bolton High School quilt in the stands from the Louisiana Tech fans? Assuming that's the one in Alexandria, Louisiana. That's the high school of Randy Tom, who won 2 Oscars for film sound.
There you go.
There you go.
Boy, you dig up some stuff, I'll tell you. Here we go. Ooh.
And it's a squib down the middle and will be picked up at the 20. And still on his feet is Devin Gandy, and he's out across the 30.
Well, he picked that up and made about 10 yards out of what it should have been nothing. But like you said, the squib kick, and I think a lot of that was because if you kick it up in the air, the way that wind's blowing, he probably could have come up and fielded it somewhere around the 25 or 30, and the squib kept that from happening. But he created on his own there and got it out to the 33.
So the Bulldogs with the ball first here to start the second half with that 14-10 lead.
And with the wind to their back. So we'll find out if Cucuck does something here through the air. The ground game was very effective for them the first half.
Bears will get the wind in the fourth quarter. Could be a factor. Off to the right now, off of the initial plunge into the middle, O'Myri Wiggins is out across the 40.
Well, he went from a no gain at all to a first down, and that was all with his leg effort there. He just kept moving.
A freak on the field on the freaks list. He can squat 585 and bench 340. Look at that.
That's crazy. And he showed you, you know what? It paid off. It's paying off because it right there, he made that all happen by himself.
Back to him. To midfield. And stop just as he crosses the 50 and the whistle sounds.
Well, you know, even with the wind to their back, why, and I said this earlier, why would you go away from their ground game? Because they're just taking clip after clip here and getting what they need on the ground.
Cucuck 4 of 6 for 44 yards so far in the game.
Yeah, there's no need. If they can continue to get anywhere from 5 to 8 yards on these ground attacks, there's no reason to put the ball in the air, especially in these conditions.
They just went over 200 rushing yards for the game. And they're at the Bears 49 for 2nd and 3. This will be Cucuck looking for that gap. And he'll push it to the 47, needed the 46 for a first down, or instead of that's Burnett on the Wildcat.
Yeah, and he got all but the last half yard. Watch right here. There's the Wildcat, probably the 4th time we've seen it now. And he just kind of waits, anticipates, waits for the opening. And when he gets through, he got the 2 or 3, sets up an extremely short 3rd and a half a yard.
Cucuck back under center.
We saw this alignment earlier. Everybody in the backfield, and this is where Cucuck kicked it outside, kept it on his own. Now he goes Wildcats.
Splits out. It's Burnett. And no, did not make it. Lost about half a yard. The Bears hold on 3rd down.
Oh, big decision time right here. You know, you're 4th and a yard and a half. You're at midfield. A lot of momentum, you know, but you're clinging to a 14-10 lead. This is a heck of a gamble. They do shift personnel in and out. Don't know if it looks like a kick because Cucuck is still out there, so it looks like they're going to go for it.
Bears were ready for that Wildcat that time after the Bulldogs tipped their hand. So now 4th and a yard and a half. Cucuck's going to throw, and he lofts it up for his man, incomplete.
And you know what? I think he had so much wind to his back there, Don, that he probably didn't have to throw it quite as hard as he did, and the wind took it away from the receiver there.
Marlon Jackson was the target. We'll get timeout, and the Bears will take over with a shot at the lead after they trailed 14-0 in the second quarter. Well, the Bulldogs going for it for the first time on 4th down today, missed, and the Bears take over at their own 47.
Well, they'll head into the wind here. Clark showed in that first period that they were able to move the ball down the field in spite of the breeze and the wind, and he'll have about 52 yards to navigate here if they want to try to get the lead.
Two receivers wide right. Lawrence with a shift, and the Bears go to work.
There was a delay. I looked over. He was waiting, and I watched the clock expire there. Did they call a timeout ahead of time? I think they did. No, there's a delay, so they won't lose the timeout. But as he was waiting, I glanced at the play clock, and when I looked over, it was at 2. So they cost themselves 5 coming out of a timeout. Nothing will irritate you more than that.
1st and 15 back at the 42. Clark delivers, caught by Ronell Johnson. He's back around the original line of scrimmage as he gets 5.
This may be what you have to do when you're working into that wind, is not go so much deep as you go on the slant there. Get the easier connection, see if your receiver can do the work with their legs rather than trying to outrun a D-back on a route.
Well, Clark wasn't ready for the snap, and the pass is tipped and incomplete. Makai Mason got the hand on it.
Yeah, he and center Cash Hudson kind of talking to each other. They're great friends, great communicators all year long, but there was a miscommunication on that one because he wasn't expecting it. It was in his lap before he knew it.
So here's 3rd and 10.
If they don't convert, then that 4th and down gamble will pay off for the Bulldogs.
Clark looking and in trouble and is sacked back at the 35.
Tell you what, that rush has just been intimidating. Ogans comes shooting across there and wraps him up. Clark tries to step up clear of the pocket, but just no clear space for him, and big 94 comes hammering in on him there, and yet another sack.
They mark it at the 38, and McDonald will come out to punt into the wind.
Good field position for the Bulldogs at the exchange here.
Oh, he's going to fake it, and there's no one in front of him.
Now there is.
The ball pops out as he gets to midfield, and it's kicked out of bounds.
He wasn't going to make it anyway. He was going to be about 4 to 5 yards short. The high snap, I thought, oh, trouble here, and then it looked like a design fake all the way. But you know, 4th and whatever it was, 18 or 19, boy, that's a heck of a gamble. And he took off right here. Bulldogs recognize it. They come up, they make the hit. Ball comes loose. Doesn't really matter who comes up with it. They're going to turn it over.
Wow.
Timeout on the field.
Bulldogs will have the ball. 10:48 to go in the 3rd here in Springfield.
Have you ever found yourself in the right place at the right time? For me, that was Missouri State. It's more than a university. It's a community, a family. It's where you find your voice, discover your passions, and pursue your dreams and make a difference in the world around you. This place, these people will challenge you, inspire you, and empower you to reach your full potential. Why? Because that's what Bears do.
It's the Ford Black Friday Sell-a-thon, and it's go time with great deals across the Ford lineup. Get 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days. Head to your Midwest Ford dealers during the Black Friday Sell-a-thon. Now get 0%, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days on select Ford vehicles. Hurry, and these value-driven offers end December 1st. Go to your Midwest Ford dealers today. Official vehicle of your Kansas City Chiefs, driven by value.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
14-10 Louisiana Tech. You can get a table down there today.
Get a cold one, too.
If you want to be colder.
You can get a cold one, a cold nose. Hey, you know what? Back-to-back fourth down gambles didn't work off here. It didn't work either way, did it?
And the ball kind of right back where it started for the Bulldogs near midfield. That's really more than cloud than anything else, or fog blowing through, than as much rain as there was earlier. Now Cucuck gives on first down, and look out, it's another big one here for O'Myrie Wiggins, and he takes it inside the 30.
Tell you what, I said it a while ago, that weight training pays off for him, because he was gone and it took somebody bulldogging him from behind to bring him down. Right here he looks like he's clear, and just one late drag down right there is what gets him from McGuire Neal.
And it's Cucuck to the 15, still going to the 10, and the Bulldogs will have a first and goal.
Well, they're slashing through now. They are really confident that offensive rush game is really what they want to execute, and they're showing you how to do it right now. Play after play, defenders are just trying to have to reach and make last-second stops.
First and goal at the 7, back to Wiggins, and taken out back at the 9.
Again, Neal coming up to make the stop at the last possible second there.
Safety McGuire Neal.
The Bulldogs just really confident in their blocking and their ground game right now. Not going to abandon that, going to stick with it. You can almost figure that you might see Cucuck throw it here, but why would you if you can keep pressuring the way you are?
So Cucuck from the 9-yard line. Second and goal, he'll take it up the middle and drive it to the 5.
He faked the pitch to the right there, had every intention of keeping it all the way. He is a gutsy performer. You know, when you look at him come out of the pile, he's one of the smaller guys out there. You know, he's not all that large. They list him at 6'1". Kind of wonder if he goes that full distance, but he is tough running that ball.
He's got 73 yards today. Burnett with 118, including the 98-yard run on the first offensive play of the game for the Bulldogs. Third and goal at the 5. And a flag.
Get a procedure call, it looks like.
Ball start, number 55, offense.
Well, back to the 10.
Well, this changes your play selection now if you're the Bulldogs. You got to rethink what you were going to do from 5. Now you got to redesign it from 10. Also got to kind of wonder, if you were to get really close, would you kick? You've got the wind to your back. You'd probably get your 3 if you could.
Here's where they have split out Cucuck. He's going to stay in and take the snap this time, though, and he'll look and deliver. And
there's a flag.
There will be a flag for interference that should give the Bulldogs a first and goal at the 1.
Yeah, everybody in the building saw it. Dunbar was on the receiver right there, and you could see the receiver jerks backwards here. See that? Yeah, there was contact. Easy call for the judge to make on that one. That takes you from the 10 down to the 2, and really makes it a simple decision now.
Jordan Dunbar, second in Conference USA in passes defended per game and in the top 10 nationally, but a little too much on that one First and goal. Cucuck dives across for the touchdown.
Well, with the way that they're running the ball, 2 yards is not a big decision to have to make, that you're going to run it in from there. The way he's been running and finding openings, Cucuck's been extremely efficient today.
Kagan Kent for the extra point. As the Bulldogs go back up 2 scores, their first score of any kind since the 2nd minute of the 2nd quarter. Left-footed kicker Kent drives it through. And it's 21-10 Louisiana Tech, middle part of the 3rd quarter here in Springfield, Missouri. A good one going today in Springfield. Or 50 Bulldog fans have come here for their team today. They're bundled up and ready for it.
It occasionally gets cold in Louisiana. I don't know if it gets this cold a lot. Hey, Jacksonville State has jumped in front of Western Kentucky 31-28, and they've got a long way to go. That's early in the 3rd quarter of that one, and that's kind of a, if you want to call it, a championship showdown in Conference USA today.
Looks like that winner will host the championship game.
Oh my.
Oh my is right. Look out. That hits very nearly up the hill and bounces to the top.
It's another one of those 80, 85-yard kicks in the air.
Out to the 25 for Missouri State and Jacob Clark. Clark has reached some more milestones today. He's moved into 3rd on the single season passing yardage list. He has passed Jason Shelley in 2022 and Jay Rogers in 1999 today. From the 25, Clark. And this is caught at the 40.
I thought it was going to hit the ground. I thought the ball was thrown so low, there was no way he was going to catch that, but Cope somehow reaches down almost to his knees, I think, to get this. Look at this.
Catch.
Look at that. Yeah, he's way down low on that catch.
Gain of 19 to the 44. Give to Lawrence. He slipped but recovered, and now he's gone. Shamari Lawrence taking it the distance.
56 yards. He did this last week at Kennesaw State in the second half when the Bears were struggling, and he broke one for 70 yards and made the contest a tight one, and he did it here again today. Look at that hole. I mean, good blocking by the offensive line. First big breakdown we've seen today of the Bulldog defensive wall.
Maybe that's what Lawrence needed to really get his day going. 56 yards. Gives him 74 for the day, and now the extra point. And it is good. 21-17 Bulldogs. It keeps getting better here in Springfield. Middle of the third quarter, 4-point game.
I want something fun. Still professional, something professionally fun.
It's okay to be particular.
Not too medium. More rare than medium, but still medium rare.
Especially when it comes to your insurance.
We need policies that
help cover your house, cars, boat, and provide peace of mind.
Yes.
Exactly.
With Shelter Insurance, our agents help you design a plan that's particular to you. For insurance that fits just right, find a Shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks. Like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
Get 5.9% financing for 84 months on all 2025 Silverado HD pickups. See your Chevy dealers of the Ozarks.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
The wind is about as strong as it's been all day today. 21-17 Louisiana Tech. On this Thanksgiving weekend, let's check in with Sierra Clark.
Yeah, these players are used to being away from home during Thanksgiving week. Quarterback Jacob Clark even said, whenever my family brings up Thanksgiving, I don't really want to hear about it because in high school that meant that we were not in the playoffs. As for the Missouri State football players now, linebacker Kanye Young said that he was staying in Springfield for the week of Thanksgiving, and he's like, I'm just glad my girlfriend's a good cook because she's doing all the cooking here, guys.
Well, good stuff.
Well, once again, the wind has caused problems keeping the ball on the tee.
Antonio Smith will hold it.
Boy, Don, you're right, too. If you look at the flag to the north end of the field, they're moving harder than they've moved all game long. You even see the holder. Look at the flag draped at his waist there. I mean, it's moving all over the field.
Low trajectory, fielded at the 12 to the 22 or so. And a great stop made on the return man Wiggins.
Well, the ball got a little deeper than I thought it would. Didn't know if it would go quite that deep. And good coverage by Missouri State. But now, with the wind to their back for another 7:21 in the third period, it'll be fun to see what the Bulldogs try to do here as far as moving it down the field. They really have not been stopped in their ground game throughout much of this ball game.
Hugh Cook still just 7 pass attempts all day. He's completed 4. He's going to throw here. Caught at the 25 by Jalen Mickens. Stopped in short order.
Well, he gets hauled down there. Dunbar makes the stop. If Dunbar doesn't stop him, he might be loose for 15 to 20 yards because it's isolation coverage here all by himself. And as a matter of fact, I think Dunbar finished that with his left hand and nothing else.
4-yard gain. And this is the Wildcat to Burnett again, and he gets to the outside and crosses the 40-yard line.
How many times did you say it? And there's a flag out. We'll comment after we see the flag. But
okay,
why would you not run that Wildcat more than you do? It's working.
Flag is at the 29, just about 2 yards forward of the line of scrimmage, and it's a hold on the Bulldogs.
Don't know if we'll see it, but right at the edge of when he was making the cut there was a lot of bodies all packed in there tightly. Chances are there was a hole somewhere in that area. But again, I'm going to go back to Burnett out of the Wildcat is just, I mean, there's nothing wrong with calling that, you know, half a dozen times on a drive because it's working.
Penalty marches it back to the 19.
6 penalties for 60 yards now against the Bulldogs. Just 3 for 18 against Missouri State.
Kukoc, man in his face, and he'll just let it go. Coverage coming in there from Bird Lloyd.
Now, Lloyd was in on him, and Kukoc knew it. And as he rolled out there, his best option was just to throw it out of bounds and live to play for the 3rd down.
Third down, 3rd and long.
Need to get to about the 33-yard line. Ooh, going to get a timeout. Missouri State. Ryan Beard deciding to burn one here midway through the 3rd quarter.
Indeed. Their first here in the 2nd half.
You know, the thing I noticed a while ago, and I'm seeing it here, Don. So the teams are huddling up here. Bears all have parkas wrapped around them. There are no parkas for the Bulldogs. So the guys from the South didn't bring heavy winter gear with them.
Andrew Burnett has turned in, first of all, the biggest play of the day right here with a 98-yard touchdown run on the first offensive play for Louisiana Tech. Yeah, we skipped ahead there a little. And he drives this one in from 1 yard out. He made it 14-0 with 2 touchdown runs before the Bears started their comeback.
Well, he showed you with that initial burst going almost the length of the field what he was capable of doing. And when they've needed him here today, especially out of that Wildcat, he has really been effective.
3rd and 13. And it comes out to Tevenen. And he is out across the 35 and has the first down.
Missouri State would tell you they thought they had him stopped 3 times, but he was going to have none of it. He just kept churning and going, and he got the yardage, and he moved the chains. Right about here, he slips, has to put a hand down. They miss him here, they miss him there, and finally bring him down, but after the big gainer out across the 35.
Missouri State 5-0 when allowing less than 300 yards of offense to the opponent. Well, an even 300 now for Louisiana Tech. And they'll add to that as Kukoc takes it out to the 40.
Well, this ground game is most impressive. They mix it well. Kukoc showing you something that you don't see out of a lot of quarterbacks, and that's that threat to run every time he's got it. And Burnett just showing you what he's capable of doing. So coach and staff, they know exactly the tools they have, and they're using them wisely today, making the right calls at the right time.
2nd and 6. And the give back to Tevenen, a big one into Bears territory inside the 45.
And once again, it's a saving tackle. Neal, 0 there, makes initial contact, but if the Bears don't at least slow him up, he's probably going the distance. As the hole was huge here, 1 touch, 2nd touch brings him down, and quickly back to action.
Tevin into the 41 for 3 more yards. That'll make the total 259 for the day for Louisiana Tech on the ground. They rushed for 319 last week against Liberty.
Missouri State rotating defenders in there, trying to find a way to slow them down. But, you know, I've said it a few times, but you can't say enough about that offensive front wall and the holes that they're opening and the blocks that they're creating for those backs to get through.
This one goes to Burnett. Crosses the 40, makes it to the 38. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs.
Burnett shows you the ability. He showed it on that 98-yard burst on the first play of the day. He hit the wall, then he bounced outside. Well, he did the same thing there. There was nowhere for him to go, and then he recognized it, and when he kicked it around, picked up a few extra yards because of the read.
3rd down. Late 3rd quarter. Cucuck looks, delivers, caught for a 1st down. And that's Mickens with his 2nd catch.
Anderson was there to make the stop, but Anderson was playing him about 6-7 yards off the ball, so the space was there. And all he really had to do was kind of button the old button hook there, just turn around, look back, and catch it. And by the time Anderson got up to him, he had the yardage for the 1st down. Cucuck's out of the game right now. They're going straight Wildcat.
This will be to Burnett. And he'll take it off the left side, and not much of anything.
Bears were up to shut that one down rather quickly that time.
Bulldogs have another quarterback, Blake Baker, who is out and had passed for well over 1,000 yards.
Jared Lloyd made a key stop there for him, and Cucuck's back out. I think he was just out for a breather. That was a Wildcat all the way. There was no threat to probably throw it. And now that they face 2nd and 10, he's back.
At the Bears 33, 2nd and 10. And Cucuck with some time going toward the end zone, and a diving attempt, but it's incomplete, intended for Eli Finley, a tight end.
Well, I was looking. I thought that a flag could have come out there. Looked like there might have been some early contact on Neal, but all he really wound up doing was really good coverage. Is there any contact? Well, we get blocked out there. No, I think the contact came later than I thought, as the ball was in the hands maybe. There was no hooking around the waist, so big 3rd down.
3rd and 10 at the 33. It'd be a 50-yard field goal try from here with the wind helping.
But the way the wind is blowing, I wouldn't trust that it would keep the ball straight.
Oh, I know.
That'd be my biggest concern. But a big 3rd down, like you say, Don.
It's Cucuck off to the right. He's got the 1st down, runs into his own blocker, and makes it to the 12, maybe the 11-yard line.
Well, and I want to get a look and see who that block out there. I think it may have been the tight end Finley that was leading out there. See if it's 84 out here on the edge. Not sure. No, it's not 84. But anyway, you know, what a great block that was. I think that was actually, Bachler. Bachler that got the lead for it, and all he did was follow that great corner block right there.
Jatelyn Hampton is 18. But yeah, the block helped lead the way as well.
Yeah, Braden Blockler, I mean, he really led that one, and credit to Cucuck for reading it well and just waiting for that block to open up and get him down deep.
And Cucuck, another 100-yard rushing day today, 10 carries for 101.
He's not done.
2nd down at the 7. Bulldogs can get a 1st down without a touchdown. They'll make it to the 5 here on the run by Cucuck. We'll count down the final seconds here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, and he's going to go take a breather, and they don't have to run a play if they don't want to.
Not really much of an advantage either way with the wind here.
No, it's gonna stay on the ground more than likely. Of course, it is a third down. They need to get inside the 2.
I think they may want to rest a little bit here.
Well, the other thing too, you use the timeout in the break to devise what you want. Don't rush your third down call here. This is a critical third down, and they'll wait to the 4th period to make it.
That will be the end of 3 here in Springfield. 21-17, Louisiana Tech with the lead and driving as we head for the 4th quarter. Another close one as we go to the 4th quarter, and out of 5 overtime games in Conference USA this year, 3 of them have involved these teams. Louisiana Tech with a win and a loss, Missouri State with a win at New Mexico State, and a 4-point difference here as we go to the 4th quarter. And this is going to be Burnett on the Wildcat. He dives and pushes and is down to around the 3.
He didn't get it. I think he's about a half a yard short. So it'll be 4th down, and you
can get a first down.
I don't know if I'd kick it. I think I would just go ahead and try. They've tried 4th down, that didn't work. Watch right here. I think his second surge makes him think he's going to get it. See right here, but they come up and Neal and company, everybody's there. Lloyd, everybody gets a hit on him.
4th and 2 at the 3. Does Q Cup call his own number here? He'll take it. He'll cut in, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
I've said it before, what a weapon to have when you've got a quarterback that's capable of doing what he can do. And right there, he just showed you that you have to respect the fact that he's going to give it to somebody else, but nope, he's more than capable of doing it by himself. Just really a great ball carrier. Probably wishes he had a lot more passing numbers, but when you can run the way he can run, heck, you're satisfied with that.
Now Kent with the extra point. And that was angling left, but it goes through. And a 28-17 lead for Louisiana Tech.
Hey, you know, we talked about these close games, that graphic we came out with there. How about Western Kentucky and Jacksonville State are 31-31 headed into the final seconds of the third quarter.
Trey Kukoc, another big day, over 100 yards rushing. Hasn't passed just a whole lot, but he's been effective. And he's just not afraid to take a hit.
Well, and you know, coming into a game like this, when I looked and saw that he was a native of Mission Viejo, California, I'm thinking, okay, he's not used to this kind of weather, but you know what? Weather doesn't affect him. He is playing solid football today, and he is really guiding a potent rushing attack.
He played at Saddleback College right there in his hometown. Now he's got his team up 11 with most of the fourth quarter still to go.
See what kind of a kick we get and what kind of position Missouri State can begin with here. Been a while since they've touched the ball. Well,
hold on.
You know, I've got something. The wind is blowing towards the kicker, and every time Missouri State's had trouble keeping it on the tee, and now the Bulldogs have had the same problem. Did you have a problem being Charlie Brown and holding your? I could never trust the guy.
That was part of the Thanksgiving show too.
I just always thought, you know, you're going to kick my hand. I know you are.
You hold the ball, and I'll come.
Exactly.
Running up and kick it. And
wow,
that's right.
That's a foot. if you can kick it that deep into that wind, that is a heck of a boot right there.
To the 25.
Well, as we've said several times, Missouri State's got to answer. They waited to the fourth period. Now they do have the wind to their back. Jacob Clark and company will have to go to work here. They need 2 scores.
Here's Lawrence. Can't get the corner turned. He got a yard or less.
Well, was trying to turn it, and someone came up and made a great shoulder tackle right there. Got him up high. Wasn't a horse collar or anything, but just got him up and just bulldogged him down. He's got to put his equipment back in place.
11 carries, 75 yards for Lawrence, most of it in a 56-yard touchdown run in the third quarter.
Well, he came in needing, what, a 120-yard day for 1,000 for the season, so he's still got a ways to go unless he were to break one.
And he's caught here, but he breaks free and gets back for some positive yardage across the 30.
Well, how many times have we seen that both ways today, where it looks like somebody's corralled and just leg strength and determination gets him a little beyond. It looks like he's dead right here. Fights through, looks like he stopped again and still forges out to the 30-yard line and gives them a somewhat manageable third down.
A long 4, almost 5 to go here for the Bears. They need squarely to the 35-yard line to move the chains. Down 11 in the fourth quarter. Clark looks left, goes, and it is incomplete. A near miracle catch for Tristan Gardner, and he's getting better and better at those.
Well, Gardner that was an over the shoulder. He was kind of twisted around the wrong direction. You'll see it coming right at you here. Comes around, almost has it, but they are telling us that there's moisture in the air again as the rain has picked up again.
I mean, the rain, fog, mist blowing through the lights is just eerie now.
Well,
look at that.
Here comes McDonald to punt. Probably get this off at about the 20-yard line. They're expecting to receive it near their own 30. I'm going to tell you, it's going further than that, I think. Maybe not.
Didn't get the biggest piece of it. And
No,
it's
he didn't.
fielded at the 28 and retreating back to the 20-yard line is Mickens.
Well, he thought, and there's a flag.
There is indeed.
He thought he could outrun the pursuit on the far side, and he just kept going backwards instead of lateral. See what we get here.
Out a 42-yard punt.
I thought he'd kick it much further than that with all that wind, but like you said, Don, I don't think he got the better part of the ball on the kick.
Hit it in the sweet spot.
Holding, number 1, return team. 10-yard penalty, first down, Louisiana Tech.
So that went from bad to worse for the Bulldogs.
If he had fair caught the ball, they'd have had it at the 30, and as it is now, they're going to get it at the 10 or inside of it.
Yeah, almost a 20-yard swing there.
Well, here's what you need to know if you're the Bears. You pretty much, you've got to stop on this possession. You give them more points and you go beyond a 2-possession to a 3-possession game, and this thing's maybe gotten away from you. And conversely, Bulldogs know, hey, if we put together a long sustained drive here and get points, we're in pretty good shape.
Officials are together here now. You're not hearing that.
I don't think they've amplified him.
We will adjust the spot of the ball.
Something.
Had to do with where the punt was fielded there, maybe?
Because he caught it maybe about the 29. That's
Yeah.
where they're standing.
And then he was negative back to about the 20.
Oh, they had marked it on the far hash, and I think they're going to bring it to the hash where he caught it and where the infraction was at. Wouldn't be surprised if they mark it on the near hash instead of the other. That might be part of it too. And the mark-off wouldn't be from where he was tackled. The mark-off would be from where the hole took place. So this is going to benefit the Bulldogs a little bit more.
Going to give him about 8 yards.
Yeah, they'll get more out of it.
The 18-yard line.
And again, just a great scenario here for the Bulldogs here. You know, you control it by 2 scores, 11-point lead. If you can find a way to put more points up and turn it into a 3-possession game, it's going to change things significantly. But they got a long way to go.
Hucuck gives it off to Wiggins. It's about 3 yards to the 21. This is going to burn time.
Well, in Missouri State, they know as well. Of course, they're going kind of hurry up here a little bit, and now they're shifting. But they also know, Missouri State knows, you've got to stop. You can't give up maybe 5 or 6 yards on this run and give them a short third down, or the chances of converting are going to be a lot easier for them. And at any given moment, I really keep expecting Hucuck to surprise us and throw it when we don't think he's going to throw it.
7 of 12 for the day now for 70 yards.
There goes Wildcat again.
And Burnett. Can he find a opening? Not really, no.
Well,
lost back to the 19.
There's one of the few times that Wildcat has not worked for them. And again, he's very slow. We got a player down. No, just coming up slow. Watch here. He waits and waits, trying to read the line, and then tries to reverse himself and goes the other way. And by then, defense has converged on him, and now you got a 3rd and almost 10.
Bird Lloyd was slow in getting up, but he's okay in staying in. 3rd and 9.
Kind of feel like this has to be an almost stop for Missouri State.
Hucuck opening to the left, around, he gets a block, he's got the first down, he's down the sideline, off to the races, and taken out around the 30-yard line.
2 flags down.
2 flags.
And Missouri State can only hope that it will favor them, because Keokuk broke this thing wide open if it's against Missouri State.
Flags are in the same spot, so it's just one call here.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Number 1, offense. 15-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
All the way back.
But I'll tell you what, I'm going to compliment Keokuk, because he is excellent at reading where his openings are at, and he did right there. He could have turned it upfield and probably not gotten the 10 yards, but he went to the far side, and once he did, and of course it was probably aided by this illegal block, but he reads it really well. Did a great job of reading. Watch and see if you can see it. Well, you saw the contact. Yeah, they call that the blind side, and I guess they're correct. But see, and that's what sprung him loose. So now you've got a 2nd and 15. Or third and 15.
Yeah, back at the 13.
Now even a bigger play for Missouri State.
Just a little spin by Teveden that goes not very far, and the Bulldogs are going to have to punt it.
Well, Missouri State needed to stop. I mean, we're going to go under 10 minutes here, and they need 2 possessions, and so needing the ball twice, how much time is left, so they had to have a stop on this particular drive.
They'll bring out their great punter, John Hoyt Chance. He is straight into the wind here.
Bears hoping to receive it around the 45-yard line. We'll see what kind of kick it gets off.
It'll take a big bounce. There's a flag, and it's going to roll. It's going to defy the wind, and now it takes a little turn there.
That flag looks, it's in the vicinity of holding or blocking the back. We'll find out.
About a 50-yard punt.
The ball made it all the way to the 35.
During the kick, holding, number 3, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, 1st down, Missouri State, timeout.
That worked out as well as it could have for Louisiana Tech. They're going to step this back even further. Missouri State will take over. 9:41 to go, 28-17. Bulldogs on top.
It's the Ford Black Friday Sell-a-thon, and it's go time with great deals across the Ford lineup. Get 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days. Head to your Midwest Ford dealers during the Black Friday Sell-a-thon. Now get 0%, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days on select Ford vehicles. Hurry in, these value-driven offers end December 1st. Go to your Midwest Ford dealers today. Official vehicle of your Kansas City Chiefs, driven by value.
Go all in on luxury with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. There's the $5 box, indulgent. The $7 box, extravagant. And the $9 box, indescribable with the new steak and poblano rolled quesadilla. It's luxe for less. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box, only at Taco Bell.
This could actually be one of the last Conference USA games for Louisiana Tech. They're actually set to join the Sun Belt Conference. no later than summer of 2027. A big part of that is geography, and they're really excited to join those regional rivalries again with schools like Louisiana Monroe and Southern Miss, because in Conference USA, Louisiana Tech does travel very far to schools like Liberty and FIU, so they are excited to really stay within that southern footprint again, guys.
Yeah, what about Delaware?
This is a long traveling conference. There's no question about it.
Oh, Clark with a wide open man. No one even close to him, and it's going to the end zone for Jaron Askren.
65 yards on a broken play, coverage-wise, for the Bulldogs. Nobody was in. I don't think anybody was within 20 yards of it. At least somebody blew coverage there. Tight ends usually don't get that wide open. Watch this. When he catches it, look and see if there's anybody near him. There's nobody in his neighborhood.
There's no one else on the screen.
Nope.
Ever. And he is gone. Oh, the Bears had to have that.
Well, and Askren has had a remarkable freshman season. 5 touchdown catches on the season, and they're going to go for 2. Going to go for 2.
Going to try to make it a 3-point game here and go for 2.
You needed 2 possessions anyway. You might as well make it easy. Oh, just
And Lawrence bobbles the snap.
The Wildcat didn't work. Did you see what Clark did? Well, we'll come back and talk about it.
28-23 Louisiana Tech. Big play for the Bears. Couldn't finish it off with a 2-point conversion, though. Jaron Askren gets Missouri State back to within 5. Best known so far for scoring the game-winning touchdown in the Bears' win at Marshall. Sealed the win with 2:12 left and gave the Bears their first win as an FBS program and gave him the Conference USA Freshman of the Week award.
Well, he's one of those players that, again, I've mentioned it several times. Green is one, Gardner's one, Askren's another. Players, the game goes along, you haven't called their name for a while, then all of a sudden they do something. And Askren, throughout the season for Missouri State, has shown the ability to come in and make key catches. And that one was, and of course, he has to make the catch, but absolutely a blown coverage in the secondary to let somebody get that wide open.
Now Obeid's kick with 9.5 minutes to go. A 5-point Louisiana Tech lead. Back from the 7. And it's Devin Gandy.
Look at this.
Here he goes. Gandy down the sideline. Can they catch him? Nope. Gandy all the way with the return for the score.
Well, I was surprised that they didn't kick it through the end zone. There had to be a reason that OB didn't kick it all the way out. I think they were hoping coverage would get down and pin them deep. But what that did was it allowed him room, and what a wall they set up for him right here. Watches those faces in white are coming at you here. They're picking up blocks all the way along, and all he has to do is get past one, and once he does that, he's off and gone.
93 yards for Devin Gandy. With a 15-second jaunt down the sideline.
Well, this just really, that flipped the ball game. You had yourself a game there, and now you've got a challenge in front of you for Missouri State, as once again, they're back down by 2 scores.
Extra point makes it 35-23. Stay tuned. Could get wild here in the final 9:15 of this game. 12-point lead for the Bulldogs. If you're looking for Waldo this weekend, we got him.
We found him.
Here in Springfield.
Having a good time.
Well, it is 23-10 in the 4th quarter now. And let me correct that. It's 21-13 in the 4th quarter now. Well, in favor of the Bulldogs.
And Don, all around Conference USA today, points are being scored like crazy. I'll update you here in a second.
Kick away from everybody, bounds into the beer garden and out to the 25.
Yeah, I think the defenses on week 12 are just getting a little tired. Delaware defeated Texas El Paso 61-31. Florida International beat Sam Houston 56-16. Western Kentucky is trailing Jack State 34-31. We're 35-23. About the only tight, there's 2 tight games. Middle Tennessee's leading New Mexico State 14-7 at the half, and Kennesaw State leading Liberty also 14-7. They're close to the half. But points are all over Conference USA today.
Clark wants to go deep. Downfield for Robinson, and he makes the catch in Bulldog territory.
Well, Jacob Clark showed it last week at Kennesaw State. The ability late in the game to control things that were going to happen, and there's another big play by Clark, and his numbers just continue to rise, and he's knocking on the door of another 300-yard passing day.
One more touchdown pass would tie him for second in single season touchdown passes in Bears history. And he's the leader from last year. This one is incomplete.
He's at 274 yardage wise. He'll need a lot of yardage and a lot of help defensively to get 2 possessions back, but he's marching them down the field again.
15 of 27 for 274. Those completions are giving him about 18 yards a catch. The Bulldog 44. Lawrence to the 40.
Well, with 8.5 to go, they can afford a run on the ground occasionally, but more than likely they're going to have to keep it in the air here to try to score. And the problem they have now is they're down 12 instead of down 11.
Yeah.
So field goal is not an option on this possession.
Third down at the 40. Clark looking across, complete, first down to Dash Luke.
I think we may have a player down for the Bulldogs that was in on the tackle there. Someone not coming up very quickly.
He is flat on his back.
He made the tackle. Luke has been extremely quiet all day long.
That's Jacob Fields.
And boy, he's a key, I mean, the leading tackler on this team. You hate to see him come up as slow as he did, but now that they've had to, he wants to stay in the game. But when they have to come out and render aid to you, you're done.
Last week he had 14 total tackles against Liberty, the most in a game this year for Louisiana Tech. He comes into today with 86 tackles and 3 interceptions, 2 that went for pick sixes.
Well, he wants to stay in, but I'm not so sure he even knows he's in Missouri because he's a little woozy. Watch this. He's going to make the hit here, right there, right here. Oh, you see the neck snap back? Ugh, hate seeing that. Hope he's fine. But he wanted to stay, but medical trainers walked out and said, no, we need to take a look at you.
He'll come out. By the way, it is just the second time Louisiana Tech has played in Missouri. They played the Tigers in at Mizzou a few years back.
Clock continues to move. Clark continues to move him down the field, but again, we need 2 touchdowns.
Half a quarter to go. Bears at the 25 for a first down. The toss goes to Ramon Green. Got some space. 15. Taken out about the 12, and that's a 1st and 10.
And once again, Green, another one of those players that you expect to do something explosive when they get the opportunity, and here he gives you a pickup of about 12 or so. Moves the chains. They'll go under 7 minutes here.
4th carry of the day for 26 yards. That was his longest. Back to Green. Bounces off a man to the 5, to the end zone for the touchdown.
Scores aplenty in Conference USA today.
Ramon Green adds to the tote board here in the 4th quarter.
No need to go for 2 here. Bears will try the conventional point after.
Obeid the PAT. And that will make it 35-30 Louisiana Tech with still 6:44 to go, and Louisiana Tech all 3 of its timeouts. The Bears have 2 left.
Well, this game, you know, it's really interesting. I mean, this thing's coming down to the wire. Missouri State has done this all season long. As a matter of fact, you saw the run there. Last week, I mean, Louisiana Tech's win at Liberty, you know, it was a 1-score game at the end for them as well. So tight games are not anything new to either one of these programs. And it's really interesting, Don. These 2 are playing. The Bears come in with a conference record of 5-2. Louisiana Tech is 4-3. depending on how this thing shakes out and what the others do, Missouri State could finish anywhere from 2nd all the way to 4th. And Louisiana Tech could finish anywhere from 3rd to 5th, depending on who wins this and who does what above them. But it's going to be interesting.
The Air National Guard Conference USA Championship, the highest 2 teams in winning percentage will play on Friday of next week at Jack's State. Western Kentucky winner will be the host.
And it's going to be an interesting one. And of course, Missouri State reflects back on how close they came at Kennesaw State last week, and now here they are again knocking on the door. And Louisiana Tech, however, they can control this depending on what they do offensively.
From the 6 this time, and a slip by Tevenin.
Lost his footing. Oh, we're going to get a late hit on the Bears.
Flag came from Ron Hudson, the referee.
Yeah. He slipped and was down on the field, and then Missouri State, watch at the tail end of this play. He's down. Here's the late one. See that? Yeah. First man dove over him, second man, and look at that. Tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Thanks for the extra yardage." And we've got a player down for, I believe, Missouri State at the 35-yard line. But he's up now.
And the hit from Caleb Olabode.
Well, you went from having the ball at the 17-yard line. Have they marked it off? Oh, maybe they waved it off.
Let me get that right. Olabode.
You know, Don, I think they waved the penalty off.
Okay. Well, apparently he slipped into him.
Well, this ball game comes down to this possession in my mind.
Tevenin stops, goes to the 20, 21 as he turns the corner. Gets about 4 yards,
well,
maybe 3.
He got really good positive yardage out of what could have been nothing. Moved it just a little bit, sets him up with a really workable second down here. Watch as he strings the play out here. Pursuit comes, good block there. Almost had him there behind the 20-yard line, but he fought through it, Tevenin did, and got, like we said, an extra 4.
The Bulldogs above their total of 319 last week at Liberty on the ground now with 325 rushing yards.
Rain is really coming down.
And a run out to the 24.
I say rain, it's an ugly mist is really what it is.
Fog and mist and dreariness. I mean, that's full-on rain.
Well, and you know, ball possession and ball protection is going to be key right now. When it gets wet and slick, and she's trying to stay as dry as she can. Here's your third down, Don. Need to get to the 28-yard line.
A huge play right here. 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Hugh Cuck looking across into traffic and complete for a first down.
Passing game has not been a big part of their repertoire today, and Finley comes across at the proper time and makes the key reception.
Eli Finley, 1st and 10, Louisiana Tech.
The coverage was about as good as you could want for Missouri State, but the big 8-4 right there did what he needed to do. Moves the chains and keeps it going under 5.
At the 41, Bulldogs are ready to go. And now they're not.
Well, they know with 4 downs here, if they can find a way to chew up a couple of minutes of the clock, that's really going to benefit them.
Snap comes at 3 on the play clock. It goes to Burnett. And he's driven back after a gain of 1, and it becomes a time. It becomes a game of time.
Exactly. Well, and the other thing, too, you saw the Bears wrap him up there, and they could have been, more bodies could have come in, but once you make a stop defensively, you're working against the clock. You don't need to chew up an extra 5 or 6 trying to keep pushing him backwards. So they have to communicate and say, play's over, let it go.
Before we get too much deeper into this, thank you so much to all of our crew who is working out in this today. Sierra Clark on the sidelines, our camera guys, our timeout coordinator, and everyone. Hugh Cuck is in the open again, and he's taking this the distance for the touchdown.
There's your ball game.
No flags.
Touchdown Bulldogs.
Did he go 59? Is that what it was? Wow. Big
Cucuck with the dagger.
Watch this. Fakes the bell. Everybody bought it. Cucuck found the opening, and he was gone.
With 3:44 left. 58 yards officially.
Well, just defensive breakdowns for Missouri State in a couple of areas, kickoff returns and just containment. And there was another example of it.
Kent's extra point makes it 42-30.
Just don't think there's probably enough time for 2 possessions. You never know. Don, we have had big play situations all day. It started on the first run of the day for the Bulldogs. They went 98, but we've had a play of 98, 56, 65, 93 on a kickoff return, now 59. Don't know how much the elements and the weather has played into the way these two are playing defensively, but this one has just gone explosion play after another, and that one may have been the dagger right there.
Bulldogs 386 yards on the ground.
Both teams with over 400 yards of offense, but you hit it right there, Don. When you have 386 on the ground, you control the game.
25 is wearing 28, Louisiana Tech.
Bulldogs rushed for 426 yards against Sam Houston State on Halloween. So they are used to this.
Well, if there's anything, and it would be hard to find positives right now for Missouri State, it would be that Jacob Clark has the wind. Oh, Don, look at this. Look at the flags. The wind has shifted.
Oh, it's out of the north
It's
now.
out of the north, and it's coming towards Missouri State. I had not looked at the flags. The wind has completely shifted.
And even that is going to be in Missouri State's face now. That's unbelievable.
Look at that. I mean, it was blowing this hard the other direction 5 minutes ago. And now as you look up into the lights and you see the mist and the fog, it is all now blowing left to right instead of right to left.
Even harder out of the north now.
And so Missouri State, you played for the wind in the 4th period, and now the wind is the 12th man on the field, if you will. So Clark will have to work into that wind, whereas before, and I was about to make the statement, if there was a positive they had, it was that Clark would have the wind, and now he doesn't. So Bulldogs have control of the scoreboard. They've got the wind helping them. I would say it's Louisiana Tech's ball game to control the rest of the way.
3:44 left, and Clark going deep and out of the reach of his man, Dylan Hipp, who had an early catch today.
By the way, did you mention, I may have missed it, but the record that Cucuck set last week for running by a Louisiana Tech quarterback, he has rewritten the record today at 172 on the ground.
Yeah, after he rushed for 143 last week, that became the all-time quarterback rushing record for a game for the Bulldogs, and he's blown that out of the water today.
Well, Clark's going to have to continue to heave it here. They'll even have to try for it on a 4th down if they get that far.
There's a flag
that's going to leave the county. They threw a flag around the line of scrimmage, and it's blown to the end zone, I think. Is that a flag, or is it something else?
It's 2 flags.
Is it? Okay.
Cedric Woods was the defender.
Pass interference, number 11, defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
Yeah, I saw that yellow flying across the field there.
Well, the Bears now with a first down, 3:34 to go.
Well, a little bit of an opportunity here, but certainly not a lot of time on the clock.
Have to have 2 touchdowns. This pass caught by James Blackstrain for his first catch today.
Haven't heard his name all day long. He's usually been a frequent target of Clark. You know, I failed to mention Clark and the passing season he had. There were 5 Missouri State receivers coming into the game today that had over 400 yards receiving. So Clark has weapons all over the field, but today it's been somewhat limited.
Deep downfield, and is it picked or is it short hopped? Is that a catch? It is. Interception.
Clark's coming off like he thought maybe they did pick it. Now there's some question about it.
It's Jakari Foster, who had 2 picks last week. This could be his 7th of the season.
We couldn't see it cleanly there. It almost looks like he's got it. His back will be to us here. Is there any? Oh, I think that's a pick. Yeah, I don't think it ever touched the turf.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, first turnover of the ball game, and that pretty much will hand control of everything to the Bulldogs.
And for Jacob Clark, his first pick today, he's 17 of 31, 294 yards.
Well, and you know, you don't make excuses, but I'd hate to even go down and try to walk in that, let alone try to connect and make a completion. And you're going to get a heavy diet of ball ground control from Louisiana Tech here to lock this thing up. Clark falls 6 yards short of yet another 300-yard passing day. And Kukoc, we talked about, he's at 172 on the ground. If he gets a few more carries in this series, who knows? There's the first one.
Kukoc, nothing there. And timeout for Missouri State.
Yeah, they'll have to burn their timeouts to preserve whatever potential possibility that they have out there.
So yeah, now the wind is out of the north at 20 plus.
Oh.
Timeout.
Wow.
30-second timeout.
Well, back to what we talked about earlier, Don. You know, we know Louisiana Tech, there will be postseason play for them. They'll find a bowl somewhere, and they'll advance and play. Missouri State, they'll continue to lobby this week. They'll watch the scoreboards tonight and see how many other teams are available to fill bowl slots, knowing full well that the regulation says they can't go to a bowl in transition year, but they're still trying to make their case and say, hey, we had 7 wins in our first FBS season. We would like to find a bowl. We think we're deserving of it. And their case has been that the stipulations of the transition year were to allow schools time to develop their program, recruit enough players to play at the FBS level. Well, now with the portal and everything else, teams can build overnight, and that's the case they're going to make going forward.
That the old rule is outdated, antiquated, and should be removed. But that'll be a discussion for another day.
Well, and I do believe on the short gainer here, I do believe that you'll probably see them revisit it now, and it could be considered the Missouri State debate going forward. That next year they may say, hey, anybody transitioning to FBS, which there won't be that many of them, I think, going forward, but they would say, you know, that rule of transition probably doesn't apply anymore.
Well, Clay Tevenen has added his name into the mix here today for Louisiana Tech. 10 carries for 46 yards and 4 catches for 60, and made a big difference today for the Bulldogs.
Well, just so much second effort today out of the Louisiana Tech ball carriers and receivers. Look at that. Our camera guys are having a tough day, and man, you tipped your hat to them a while ago, and they're up above us. They are way in the sky trying to keep a steady camera going today. Offside.
Free play here for Kukoc, and it's incomplete. At least it looked like that.
Yeah, left side jumped. Going to give them 5 yards, which is going to get them on a third down. Now they're going to have about a third, about 2, maybe 3 to convert. And if they convert, they'll be able to really run this out. There's only 2 timeouts left on the clock. One, the 2-minute call, and the one the Bears still have in their pocket.
Here's third down. If they make this, they can come close to running the clock out. After, of course, the final Missouri State timeout. To Burnett. He has it at the 47-yard line. Andrew Burnett.
The Bears use their timeout here. Doesn't look like it. They'll let it go down to the 2-minute timeout.
So, yeah, not using that last timeout yet.
No urgency for the Bulldogs here.
They'll take this down as long as the Bears will let them, all the way to the 2-minute timeout.
I think everybody in the building knows it's going to the 2-minute timeout. They're walking out on the field.
42-30 Louisiana Tech in the wind, the fog, the mist, the rain, and the cold in Springfield.
This is a 2-minute timeout.
Back for the finish when we return. Part of our crew down on the field today, not even wearing the glove on the left hand.
That's so he can wave to you, Don.
42-30. Louisiana Tech with the lead. Our crew up on top of the press box today, enduring this for 2 more minutes. Spencer out in the right sideline.
There's your kneel down. And is Missouri State going to call timeout? Doesn't appear that they are.
Got the one left, but they're 2 scores down and not going to press the issue here.
Well, let's talk about what's going on. Western Kentucky, Jack State are 34 all, and that one is headed. There's about a minute and a half to go in that one. And so that one we were talking about overtime games. We may be adding yet another. There's 21 seconds to go. And
could be the 6th Conference USA overtime game this year.
Could be. But there are going to be 4 conference games today with more than 70 combined points scored. So, yes. And I think Ryan Beard has said there's just no way we could get 2 possessions.
Hucuck.
He's going to lose yardage. His total's going to go down a little bit. Yeah.
But he set another quarterback record for rushing in a game for the Bulldogs today. Somewhere around 170 once the final knees are taken here. Well, Louisiana Tech will get the win to improve to 7-5, already bowl eligible. Missouri State will go to 7-5. They'll finish 5-3 in Conference USA.
And bowl dreaming. We'll see.
Hucuck just doesn't want to lose those yards.
There's the end of it.
That's going to be it. Louisiana Tech wins it today over Missouri State, 42-30. Both teams 7-5 at the end of November.
Well, I tell you what, we got a great game out of 2 teams that really could have let the conditions adversely affect what happened today. And that gentleman right there, very productive day for him. And we may have a chance to hear from him.
And let's go down to Sierra Clark.
Coach Cumbie, your team throughout the season has really struggled in the red zone, but you guys were 3 for 3 tonight against Missouri State, against one of the best defenses in the league. How are you guys able to manage that?
Well, we're a really good offense. You can throw all the stats out the window. Our guys got average today. Our guys fought their tails off all season long. They battled, came out in these conditions, and physically dominated a football team on their home turf, because that's the type of football team that we are.
And your quarterback, Trey Q. Cook, was explosive on the ground, 172 rushing yards, broke another single-game rushing record for a quarterback. How was he able to be so productive?
He did a great job in the read game. Offensive line dominated. He did a phenomenal job with his eyes, finished plays, and he has the heart of the champion, man. And a guy that got benched early in the year and comes back and does like he does, I'm just fired up for him.
Awesome, and congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Go Dogs.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sierra, for all your work today and for the 4 games that we've had you here in Springfield this season. And time now for our player of the game, sponsored by Pinnacle Sign Group, proud supporter of the Missouri State Bears, and Q. Cook did a little bit of everything.
When you see who he went and gave a hug to, one of his offensive linemen, because they opened holes for him, but when they did, man, does he have the skill and the talent to make it pay off. And you saw it right there in that breakaway run. He just had all kinds of opportunities today, and when he did, Don, he made the most of it. He's a junior. Probably be back, and keep an eye on him next season.
The 58-yard run that really put it away for the Bulldogs today. Here's a look at your final stats, brought to you by Mercy. Mercy can get you off the bench and back in the game. Find your best play at mercynow.net. At Mercy, your life is our life's work. And you see that it was 388 rushing yards today for the Bulldogs that led them to the win.
Well, and I mentioned a while ago how many explosive plays we had today. More of them on the Bulldog side of the chart. That was the difference. There, you take away some of the big explosive plays, they probably didn't have all that much offense. But boy, when they had it in a big, big way.
Missouri State awaits its fate, unknown at this time. Louisiana Tech off to a bowl game. And from Springfield, Missouri, we say thank you so much for joining us for this first FBS season for the Missouri State Bears. Great things are to come for this program. For Tom Mast, I'm Don West saying so long from Springfield, where Louisiana Tech wins 42-30 over Missouri State. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.